gonna get dirty.
Good morning.
Hey everyone.
Hey everyone. Happy late morning.
Yes.
You see, we got a full house, so to speak. The whole family's here to talk this talk that we're gonna do today. How y'all doing? Who's on? We apologize for being late, but we had to get it together.
We had one.
You know how ladies are sometimes. It is what it is, man. So we hope, we apologize for being late. We hope you're still able to join us and chime in. You're gonna love the conversation, as you can see. Just a little bit of stuff we're gonna be talking about up here. Yes, and a lot of stories to share. There's a funny story how we got these. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
And we can't forget, this is also a birthday celebration.
Yes.
Okay. We have 2 meals we're celebrating. This is my best friend and
My daughter.
Yes,
from another mother.
Yes. And her birthday was in July, late July.
Oh, happy
And we didn't get to celebrate because of the Rona and work and all of that. And then my sister's birthday is the 5th of August.
Hell yeah!
She's behind the scene. It's always working for us.
Yes, we got cake.
And let's not forget
the burger.
Look, let's not forget
the birthday of this week.
My birthday is the 30th.
Yes.
So
happy birthday, Fuda. My girl Kathy. Happy birthday, babe.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, honey.
My titties want to say happy birthday too.
They have already.
Happy
That's the first thing they said when they came up.
So we have Manny, daughter from another mother, and we also have my other daughter, Deandra, here, who is joining
Love
us.
her too. These are the best guests that we can have for this particular podcast.
This is our first time meeting each other.
know.
I'm excited.
I know, this is a special way to meet. You
Exactly.
can't forget this one.
I'm excited.
And it really
Exactly.
just happened. It was meant to be. Throughout all the quick changes, I feel like this was, destiny.
Yes, divine timing.
Yes, it was.
It really was. And
So it's gonna be lit.
it is. It's going to be a lot of fun. You know the deal. We expect you to answer the questions or chime in, because you know how girlfriends do, right? When you talk about sex and stuff, you're laughing and joking and sharing and stuff, but you also taking notes.
Right.
Maybe you do something a little special that I don't do. I need to know what I need to stretch. What do I need to do to make that pretzel happen?
I
To make that pretzel happen.
Absolutely, Kegels.
Yeah.
They go a long way, ladies.
All right, so it's about sharing knowledge too. So, So let's get to
Let's
it.
get to it. All right, everyone. Hello, Melanated Queens. Thank you for turning into the Queen's Guide. We value your presence and welcome you to the seat at the table.
Yes.
So you already know we don't own any of the rights to the music that we use during the podcast. We're not doctors, therapists, anything like that. We're just black women who want to love on you, speak life into you, have great conversations.
Yes. So I don't know if we should jump in or first thing, condolences to Chadwick Boseman. That actually hurt my heart to see that he passed away. He just seemed like a good dude.
Yeah.
So condolences for that. He just had a really good energy. I've seen him in other movies. Definitely, of course, Black Panther is the one that stands out. But he represented us well, in a fictional way. But it was definitely that hero that especially young black boys could look up to. So, very surprised and sad to see him. 2020 has been rough.
It was really
Girl. We were talking about it earlier, and you really have to let people know that you love them when you do, because tomorrow is certainly not promised. And I was just saying, and I made a post about it, you know a good person, like a good soul, a great soul when you see one. And it's not necessarily with your eyes, it's with your heart. So, and you just got that vibe. And unfortunately for a lot of people like that, you think they're going to be there forever.
No.
Because of the age.
Right.
Yeah.
And just they're good people.
But I was also telling my boyfriend, because he was such a significant figure, I think this is also a call for all Black fathers, all Black father figures to really step up to the plate and be that Black Panther for their family.
Oh, wow.
You know
That's a good analogy.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, because it takes individual work to really be able to build our community. Because these actors, you know, that's their job. You know what I'm saying? Although they do it and they represent us well, they have their own lives. We didn't know he was sick.
No.
We don't know what's going to happen to them. They don't often share everything that's happening. So it's really up to us individually in our own communities and families to really step up to the plate and really be that guide, be that hero for each other. So I think it was also like an awakening for me in that way, like just realize like how important it is.
Right.
That's
That's
beautiful.
great,
That
babe.
is awesome.
That was absolutely great.
Yeah.
And just tagging on another point, I want to express that you don't know what people are going through.
We're just talking about that.
Like, even when he was losing weight and he was looking slender, he was fighting for his life.
And
Through
people
his
were making fun
movies
of
and
him.
stuff, he was actually fighting for his life real time. And people were making fun of
People
him.
were
Like,
making fun of his weight
you
loss.
don't know
and the
what
whole
people
time.
are going through.
Yeah.
You really don't. So just act with kindness is so important.
And it was to the point where he deleted his social media pictures. Like it got that bad. So you don't know what people are going through. That's why you have to be kind.
That's what I mean. The judgmental got to stop, and it's getting worse every day. Like when I'm reading, you know, some of the social media. Like an example, Marcus, I can't remember for what the show, you know, married someone, and one person made a comment. Oh my God, did he even dated her when she was a certain age? It's like, who cares? You know, she's at that age. Congratulate to these couple, and that's it. Move on.
Oh, Marquez, is it Marcus Houston?
Yeah.
Yes, Marcus
He married a
Houston.
19-year-old. She's grown.
Thank you.
So
So the judgmental is just. Let's stop. Seriously. Yeah.
I'm just gonna mind my business.
I think that's
Unless someone's being hurt or,
right.
and even then, you know, there's keep it in perspective. But
yeah, definitely act with kindness. So let's get into it. I will say, well, it'll kind of correlate with the first question. So let's start off with the right question. We're talking about sex, understanding your sexuality, and more sex, and what's happening, what's up, and sharing experiences and knowledge and all that good stuff. So it's going to be a great conversation. And so we start with the first question.
how important is sex to you?
And let us know you can hear us okay. We'll speak up or whatever. But how important is sex to you? So we're all going to answer as we feel comfortable. And of course, you can chime in too. Who wants to go first? You know, Millie, we're looking at you.
I know.
The hair's not stopping. Well, I'm a Scorpio, so sex is important to me.
Hey.
Word.
Hey.
I hear that.
My little niece over here is not ready for me today. I would definitely say that to me it's important. And secondly, you want to make sure your relationship, that sex is just kind of constantly, you know, changes up. Because that's how you keep that relationship. Because if it gets boring, guess what? Something's about to happen.
Girl.
I mean, seriously, you know, I don't care if you have to watch videos. I don't care what, you know, you got to read books or anything. You want to ask questions, get deeply on it, you know. So that, to me, that is really important.
There.
You want to answer? Who wants to answer? I don't care who answers.
Would you like to?
Oh, I mean, you look like you were ready,
No,
girl.
I
I can't stop.
My answer is probably going to be a little longer because sex to me is like
It's okay.
very
Deeper
it's
than-
deeper.
right.
So I would, if you would like to go before me.
I mean, okay. I mean, we can go back
Oh,
and forth.
shucks, we're going to get philosophical up in here.
All right. So sex is very important, y'all, and like you said, on a deep, like very deep.
Yeah.
Deep level, because it has to go deep.
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
Oh my God.
I agree 100%.
And when you allow, especially being a woman, or queen, whenever you allow, you know, some night to just, you know, tackle your walls, whether you willingly or not willingly, it takes a lot of mental work for the juices to come flowing.
And them tackle walls, y'all.
Tackling.
And tackling the walls requires strategy.
Yes.
And you can't do the same stuff twice.
Yes.
You might have to go around, you have to go backwards, you have to go forwards.
You have to use a sledgehammer.
We saw 50 Shades of Grey together.
That's right. Hey.
And we're like,
And they're like, oh. Okay. Did you guys?
I would have been like, these two people that back here making all that noise.
They're
Come
excited.
get them.
They're excited. The movie was great.
let me tell you, when we left, the floor was sticky.
All
Oh,
right.
wow.
People ended up cutting up.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there.
Wow. I didn't know.
Well, you know, y'all go out of town.
So who go ahead. How important is sex to you? Anybody answering the thread? How important is sex to you?
I can still go on, but like, come on. Like,
Okay, go ahead.
what you gotta say, girl?
Yeah. So yeah, sex is definitely important to me, because to me, sex is a physical and mental representation of what I feel for that person. Because of that, I am very choosy with my partner.
Hello.
Yes.
But once I am at a point where I trust you with my body, with my mind, and with my soul, because you're accessing all three when we're having sex.
Hello.
I make sure that I let go of any reservation or any kind of, I just do. In that moment, I am connected with you. I am trying to please you, and pleasing you pleases me. So it's just, to me, it can be so magical. It can change your whole mood if it's good and if it's with the right person. So I would say
And vice versa if it's not. Like, really.
Absolutely.
You can
so
tell when it's not.
I always say to people, after sex, you should feel recharged. You should feel happy. If you're feeling drained, if you're feeling not drained physically but mentally, if you're
Cuss them
feeling
out. I'm just playing.
fight them a little bit, kick them out, definitely cut them off for sure. Because sex is supposed to be a magical thing that fills us up with love and and the hormones and happy feeling. Orgasms are very important, people. And if you're not having any, please let your partner know that this is not working for you, because Queen, you deserve all the orgasms that this world has to offer.
Amen.
Can I say something
Yes,
about that?
amen to that.
About, you know what? I'm so glad you mentioned that about the orgasm. Don't do it in front of people. Don't let. I've noticed that. Say like when they're in public, right? They're like, oh my God, that my man ain't that good. This and that. Do not. I don't like that. Keep that part.
Yeah, your private relationship.
Don't
try to insult
Don't insult nobody.
See, that's what this one guy tried to do, and like the guy I lost my virginity to, try to tell like, oh yeah, DeAndre was bad, and everybody was just like, you took her virginity, dog.
What was she supposed to do?
Yeah, she just knows how to lay there.
Yeah.
Right. And
I'm so glad you said.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I could. Anyways.
I was telling you know what, but I know how to work it now. I have a good track record.
There you go. And what was his name? DeAndre, wherever you at.
I don't do names.
Oh, okay.
Cause he was so into doing names. I'm like, sometimes the story is better than like who it is.
Right.
Because I think anybody can relate to a bad time.
Oh, absolutely.
So, sir, gentlemen, knight, wherever you are,
Wanna be kings.
You ain't it, okay? And you didn't deserve that. So.
You did not deserve the flower.
You don't deserve it at all. Be lucky that you got to experience this queen for the first time. And if I catch you, I'm just kidding.
I love you already.
Oh.
Did you answer it?
No.
You didn't answer it.
Oh, well, sex is important to me.
What's going on, sis?
All right, it is important, and everything that Manny said is absolutely true.
Very.
I can't. I'm older now, so with age comes wisdom, so I have a little more tact, and I really can't unless I'm connected to you in some way, because it is a trading of energies and spirits and all of that stuff. So I am selective, and it depends on what I do. Depends on all of that, the comfortability level of each one of us, whether or not we're really in tune with one another. It is something that I do need. Close to coffee, but like even now, it's it's Corona time, so if you're single, it's kind of a struggle. So I'm uptight.
Yeah.
Real talk.
I am uptight right now.
What you said.
2020 is all about masturbation, y'all.
I had a close call, but God said no, so it didn't even happen. It was not meant to happen. I couldn't even do it. But speaking of God, because we realize that we're talking about sex and we're God friend. Okay, first of all, we're human, and sex is a part. We are sexual creatures.
That's right.
God gave the gift to us to take advantage of. Now, here's a tip, and I have this wonderful article. It says 5 surprising things that the Bible says about sex, and God does say, the Bible has a great deal to say about sex because we're going to speak on it, right? Mm-hmm. It's about the collective, the whole story. We're going to get that side too. It says human beings are sexual creatures. God made us male and female. Therefore, the story of creation, the fall, redemption, it's all necessary, and in the least part, a story about human sexuality. Okay? It's good. And God said it's very good.
Very.
Okay? Okay, Christianity is portrayed as, some type of sexual repressive to the extreme, but that's not it. Yes, premarital sex, extramarital sex, you're not supposed to be having that. God does say that it should be in a marriage, and you should, he advocates that, please, if you're feeling that way, especially when you're young, go get married so you can have it with your partner. So we respect that. So we all know that we fall short of the glory. Mm-hmm. We're going to ask for forgiveness every time we try to stand strong. He does, the Bible does advocate celibacy, and when you're single and try to withhold or really kind of dedicate yourself to the Lord, that's what the Bible says. That's what the Bible says. The Bible also says that a husband owes it to his wife, and the wife owes her body to her husband. Okay? When you get married, you're not yourself. You belong to him, and he solely belongs to you. You guys are a trade-off of each other. It's really a soul tie to the deepest level. Married couples should have it and have it often. The Apostle Paul said, do not deprive one another, except perhaps by agreement for a limited time. Hello. That you devote yourself to prayer, or so again, lest Satan may come and tempt you because of your lack of self-control. Okay? So don't think you're going to deprive each other, you mad and stuff. Don't let the devil come knocking on your doorstep. That's when that office wife or husband gets real friendly. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Start looking a little good because of that. So don't let the devil in. And don't think it's just about the kids. Sex is, just like Manny says, it's an act of relaxation. It's an act of rejuvenation. It's an act of connection. It helps keep you grounded. And it feels, when it's right, it feels absolutely amazing with the right person. It feels absolutely amazing. And that's the way it's supposed to feel. It shouldn't feel like a duty. Yeah. It shouldn't feel like a chore. It is something that is really, in every sense of the word, a release. Yeah. Okay?
Yeah.
However, God does say, and this kind of counters what we said, it's really not necessary to make you truly human. You can go without sex. Now, I haven't reached that threshold yet. I still have a lot of growing to do. I'm not there. But God said that we do have the capability to be celibate and have a full, blossom human life, human existence, life, and not have sex at all. So that is possible. I got one of them. I don't know about y'all.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm not there yet. I got growing to do. So that's kind of what the Bible says about sex, and we know. So when you messing up, we single. I know I fall short. I just Lord, help me when I'm weak, and we'll get through it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it.
So, sex is extremely important. I don't feel like people understand how important it is and how deep it can get. Like everyone pretty much explained, it is a huge exchange, and you're exchanging on so many levels, and there are certain levels that a lot of us don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
So, just being choosy, being careful, using protection, and like God said, it was originally intended for marriage, because if you don't choose the right person, or there are certain things going on, and this person, like this connection isn't supposed to be had.
I do believe in transfer of beings.
Right, and that can affect you in a negative way. A negative way, and you don't even realize how deep that is. You're wondering why you're depressed all of a sudden, or why you're easily angered now. It's because you took on some of that person's energy. So just understanding how powerful that is, and when you use that tool correctly with the right person, how powerful that is.
Yeah.
And it's enjoyable.
It's
an enjoyable release when you're with the right person. Because there's some bad stories. Like my mom said, we all fall short.
Yep.
But you gotta be swinging that thing. That's all right.
No way, we can't hang.
Hello. Great. Are we going in order, or you want to skip around?
What's your favorite time of day to make love?
5 a.m.
Oh,
damn. 5.
What?
Is there?
Girl, it's something about that morning.
Is there a twilight time? Is there something I'm missing?
You gotta set the clock. You gotta set the alarm to wake up out your sleep.
somebody turn into a sexual beast.
There's transformation.
You see that light. You start floating over the bed and stuff, and I gotta go. Cause I feel like you're possessed.
Yes, indeed.
Like,
it's not for me.
Time for me to go.
All right.
Oh,
5 a.m.
So what is happening at 5 a.m.?
That morning.
It's
like
like because you get up
early
early.
to sleep.
Like, are you naturally an early?
She is.
Okay.
She is. Mila is
So,
she's an
because
early
morning
bird.
for me is like 10.
5 a.m.
Right,
Slap me around. I'm not. I'm not feeling nothing until I wake up. Believe me. You can try.
We've tried to get up at 5 a.m. for so many things. And it's just
I'll get up for that. I won't get up for work, but I'll get up for that.
I mean, I believe on that one. I said any time is a good time.
I know.
Yeah.
Anytime is a good time.
Anytime.
You just have to touch me in a certain
Yeah,
way.
right. Yeah. No. Yeah, if you're asking a favorite time, I would say, in the morning. But of course, again, it can be late in the evening or whatever. Just the time. And I think with me, I'm so picky. Like, that's funny you said that. If I don't want it, I don't want it. I gotta feel it. I don't care how long I've been with the person. And that's really sad to say, but but that's me. Because I just want to enjoy. I love Nate. Can I just say that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I support him every day. I don't know what's wrong with me.
There's nothing wrong with you.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I think that's what's wrong with me.
That
I don't want to be right.
No,
Yeah.
you're perfectly fine. I don't think there's a specific time for me personally. I think it's just whenever we are both able to.
Yeah.
And of course, like if there's more time where we could, foreplay
Right.
for longer, and like take it slow. It's always fun because there's more things to be done. But if we can, we only have 5 minutes, and we try to make it.
Room closet.
Hey, this
We
space.
gonna make it happen.
Laundry room. Come on, baby, let's do that laundry.
What did she say? What she said? The laundry room. That's the laundry room. We're gonna get the story behind the laundry room.
The laundry room sounds.
I have laundry room
turbulent.
experience.
Girl.
And it was
Turbulent.
the best ride of my life.
That's some extra vibrations,
Right.
right?
Terrible.
Seizures on that dryer. Okay, let's go.
Oh my god.
So what about you, DeAndre? What time of day?
Ooh, like I said, any day. I'm more of a night person, if I'm being completely honest. But there's something about that morning too. Like the moment you wake up, it's like that morning wood. You're just like, hey, can I wake you up, baby?
Hello.
Yeah, but it's like, you want some breakfast, babe? Oh, I clean. I did this. You lighting incense and stuff. And when you don't have it and you need it, you be like, you want cereal for breakfast? I'm late for work.
What you want? You can go to Chick-fil-A.
Right. I'm late for work, okay?
Yeah.
See, like, this is what happens in the morning when you get the D. She's like, do-do-do-do-do. I'm like, she just makes, like, she gives you the egg, she gives you the bacon, she gives you the fruit, she gives you the croissants. And
that's what Jill Scott said. You want some eggs?
Right.
You want some toast?
Right.
Yes.
without it,
right.
like you said, cereal or, Eggo waffles.
Right.
Wow.
You doing it big with the Eggo waffles because I'll throw some chips for kids up in the bowl real quick. What?
Listen, there's always
We got oranges too.
There you go.
Low effort, okay?
Get out.
I can help you get that. I can close the door once you leave. But that's a little hard. You know what I'm saying? I don't get there quite often, but when I do, it's a problem.
Well, actually, here's a question. Oh, yeah, yes.
Anytime. In the words of Janet Jackson, anytime, any place. Yeah. I don't have a special time of day. It's just if the mood is right, it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm a Scorpio, so
right?
Maybe not more, but it depends. You touch the right spot, it could be on and popping. I wake up, go to the bathroom, come back, and you greet me. It's on and popping.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, greet you back. So,
I love the green hello.
I love a greeting.
I don't really have a special time.
So I don't have a special time, but I do really enjoy spontaneous sex.
Mm.
So I could be in the kitchen, and that might be cliche.
There
but the
you
girl
go.
in the kitchen cooking, and the dude just
I love it. Nice.
pull up the dress and
See, that's where that laundry room comes from.
Right.
The laundry.
That's how I was
we're in a
conceived.
car and we're riding home from event, and he like, let's pull over. What, sir?
Yes, please.
You know the meme where Rihanna's like,
Yeah.
like me? Let's go.
Yeah.
I love spontaneous sex. I love sex. I can't say that. So
I kind of do like argument sex too.
yeah, makeup sex.
Oh, that is, it's not good because but you're getting out your frustration. So everything that you can't say, you're saying in that.
But it's so magical when it's somebody that you're really into and really dating.
Yeah.
Like when it is
Yeah,
like
when
a
you really
huge
get-
release because you want that person and there's that sexual attraction and you're mad and you can take out your frustration and you already want to have sex with that person.
Right.
So it just
It's so really like we can actually talk during sex. You know what I mean? Like we can actually have conversations. Like any conversation we can have that, and it's just like that's why I think we both really enjoy the makeup sex because like it's the vulnerableness that we're feeling with each other because like there's nothing to hide and there is just that complete like physical, spiritual, like verbal, like you're communicating 100% with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to draw attention to the fact that there's keywords that we keep repeating, which is things like vulnerable. I think for a woman, the reason why we're so different than men is because we feel so deeply and we feel with everything. And that sex to us is sex that it's with someone we trust.
Yes.
Emotional intimacy. You know what I'm saying? In order for me, I used to say, before sexual intimacy comes in, non-sexual intimacy has to be the foundation. Because once you have that non-sexual intimacy where you feel like you trust this person with your emotions, the things about you that you may not love, sex becomes easy with the person. Because now it's just a sharing. It becomes another form of communication rather than just we're learning about each other while we're getting to see and know each other in that sense. So I think that's a key part. Like before sex can happen, before any sex, any position, any time of the day, that is the ultimate foundation for amazing sex. Like you can have a quickie with someone you don't know, and I'm sure you'll come.
Yeah.
But I mean, it'll be like,
it'll be cool.
Okay.
But having that kind of
But
having that kind of sexual release where you can look in each other's eyes and you can go to sleep. You feel protected. Yes. So I think that changes a lot. So fellas out there,
take note.
Take some notes.
Also, if you want great sex, fellas, connect with the woman. Don't just want to bang her because she's hot, she has a body. You guys connect on the littlest things.
And you come easy. I mean, don't take much. You're going to get yours. unless, I don't know, there's problems, you're not into her, you just, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to get yours regardless. So do you just want a nut, or do you want it to be amazing?
Do you want to have an experience, or do you just want to get it over with?
Right.
Can I just say, like, listening to each and every one of you, and I know there are some people that probably saw, like, oh, this episode is going to be about sex, and they initially thought this was going to be, a tacky, conversation or like taboo. And just listening to the conversation and the different perspectives, it makes me proud, because we're not speaking to, like, anytime you come to the Queen's Guide and you see one of our episodes, understand, like, we want to speak life into you. We want to give you the real. We want to, share our experiences. There are deep conversations. We have deep conversations. We talk about things that, we normally don't talk about.
Right.
So just understand, any episode that we have, there is an energy. There is a sense of love, because everything that we're telling you is in love. Like, this is an amazing podcast. And thank you so much for coming, because listening to what you have to say is awesome.
It really is.
And I feel like they're going to feel like it's awesome.
Yeah.
And thank you guys to the audience, everybody out there who's connecting with us and tuning in. I don't know, has anyone answered any questions?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being there and tuning in. We appreciate you as well. And being part of the household.
Right.
And remember, I was mentioning, I was telling the guys, so most of you that know, I'm from a different country. And as foreigners, we don't talk about sex.
Yeah.
It's what, what happens. That's even with the Indian, with the Asians. I mean, just foreigners, period. And and I love, and I'm so glad you mentioned that. It's not that you're scared to talk about it. It's just like it's that private, But nowadays, I'm glad that we are talking about it, because when I learned about sex, I didn't learn that at home. It was outside, and it was all over. It was a mistake. I'm thankful, I'm blessed that I lost my virginity to someone that I loved. Because I've seen a lot of young girls losing their virginity to someone that just wanted to sleep with them, and bam, and this is what, I'm about to be 47, in November. So, and I think this is more for the young women, even the young men. Don't rush it. Seriously, don't. Because once you lose that virginity, I don't care if you're a guy, I don't care if you're a woman, it is important. Your body is your, how can I say it? Temple. It's your temple. So, when people ask me, do you regret it? No, I do not. Because I knew who I wanted to lose my virginity with, In high school, just what we were saying, there's so many guys out there that want you, and that's all they wanted in their mind. Oh man, this young woman, da-da-da-da. Because I've heard it. And I was like, no. So even for me, since no one taught me that, but thank God, I would say God was with me on that one, So I'm glad you mentioned that.
Can I add to what?
Yeah, please.
I also come from a very super traditional family, and growing up, sex was like the worst thing you could possibly do.
Tell them where you're from.
I'm Cameroonian. I'm from Cameroon, born and raised. Came here when I was 12. I met Jayon as soon as I got here. So I've known her for over 10 years, probably. So she was my very first friend, and she still is, and it's a blessing from God, honestly. I don't want to cry.
Don't make me cry today, please.
But
y'all know I'm crying now.
But she's been with me through the process of losing myself, finding myself, discovering the woman that I am today, and the woman I will become, because you're consistently growing. I will have to say that after coming from a family that shamed sex in general, the thing is, shaming sex is not only the act itself, it's your own sexuality. It's how comfortable you are with your body. It's how comfortable you are expressing yourself as a feminine woman.
Right.
Because when you're taught from an early age that you are not supposed to attract the male attention, you start having these doubts about yourself. So if you do attract someone, you wonder, is it am I doing something wrong? And I think that also leads to when women are sexually abused, it's harder to speak about it, because if you've already been shamed for being a sexual creature as God created you, if something happens outside of your agreement, you feel immediately like it is your fault. Yeah. So I think that having positive, healthy conversations about sex, it transcends just the physical act. To me, it's about discovering who you are as a sexual being, because we're all sexual beings. Whether we choose to express it by covering our whole bodies from head to toe, or being, a sex worker, that's our choice to make. But at the end of the day, we need to recognize who we are as sexual beings, and that's just one part of who we are.
Really.
So I really do love these conversations, because for me, it took a lot of faulty decisions. Like she said, losing your virginity is never something that is always great, but I think that the attention needs to be pulled to being able to make that decision for yourself. Are you ready? Is this person the person you really want to do? I think that should be the highlight, rather than just, because losing your virginity, it can happen while you're riding a horse. It can happen while you're playing sports. Your hymen can be broken at any point, honestly. Throughout your childhood. But that act of saying, I want this person for the first time to enter my temple, that decision is so important, in the fact that this is something that you're never going to take back. That's an experience. Not the hymen itself, but the experience. And that's going to be the opening of what your sexual life will be like. So if it's traumatic for you, it can ruin a lot of years. It can take a lot of years to heal from that and come to a point where you are comfortable opening yourself up to another experience like that. So I just really want to bring the attention to having healthy conversations with our younger queens, and letting them know you are beautiful. You are sexual, and that is okay. But the gift that God has given you, it is a gift for a reason. And because it is a gift, you have to make sure that you're giving this gift to somebody that is deserving of it. You know what I'm saying? I think that it should be, I really, really think that it's so important to make our girls realize that they are precious. They are so precious. From the time that you are born, you are precious. You do not earn that. You are that simply by existing as a woman and as a human being, especially as a melanated queen.
Hello.
So that's all. So
that was awesome.
Thank you.
I want to also say, I feel like a lot of us draw attention to the females, but because the anatomy of the connection is different. Females are different from men, but I want these guys to understand that your part is important. Your first time is important.
Yes, absolutely.
So it applies to you as well.
It really does. Because how you give it up to a female, how your mindset is, that could be the beginning of how your mindset is whenever you're with other women. You if you are with someone that you first claim to really care about, but she only wanted you as a bang, that's going to make you think, oh, all women want to do is bang.
And
so
you're going to treat them accordingly.
Exactly. So it's just it's a big, weird, kind of ripple effect. Circle. It's just kind of spiraling out of control. Whereas if you're a male and you lose virginity to a woman that actually loves and cares for you and gives you the release and the experience that only a few men really have gotten to know until they connect with someone, that makes a man look at sex in general as lovemaking, or something that's going to be just as precious for him, because he knows that just giving it to any female is also going to make you hollow.
It's an experience.
It is. It's an important experience. And it's for them as well, their first experience.
Absolutely.
And that goes back to how important sex is, and understanding how complicated and deep and beautiful that can be. So, what is foreplay?
It's warming you up, baby.
I know that's right.
It is warming you up. It is mental. It is physical. It is the whole 9 yards. Because maybe you might be mentally there, but your body is not ready.
Hello,
girls. Let me tell you, we had
women go through we go through something.
Yes, we do.
We just, it's not. We look at something. We're like, ooh. Sometimes it is. You know, maybe something happens, sometimes it is, but 9 times out of 10,
Right.
you know, you gotta start it up.
Show me something.
Like, there's nothing worse whenever it's like a premature penetration when you're just like, I'm not ready down there. It's just like she's gonna be like, well.
Yeah, or he just got, you know, because
anything,
he's
that's
hard, or he's
yeah.
ready, and he just drops it, be like, okay, let's go. Be like,
Yeah, no.
no.
And that can hurt you.
Yeah.
That can
Yeah.
hurt you because she's not. You haven't warmed her up. You haven't pet the cat. You
No,
haven't.
I haven't done
She
nothing.
hasn't
You're
purred,
being
honey.
selfish.
She needs to purr now.
Now, come
She
on.
needs to be purring, and you can hear her when she purrs.
Yeah.
You
Macaroni cat.
mac and
Okay.
cheese, soul food.
I'm talking about the baked kind. Okay.
That-
When they're like, hey,
When you two
hey.
up and like, come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Come
on.
on. Important.
But I will say that foreplay is different for different people.
Right.
Very different.
So generally, everything that we said just now applies. Specific to you and your situation and what gets you, it varies. It varies. Of the technique of what's used. You know, a good conversation with somebody. I am intellectually stimulated. So if you are, you know, you're attracted to my eye and you give me something to think about, or even to the point it slightly intimidates me because I am impressed by your intellect and the way you think, you know, how self-aware you are. That's a turn on for me. For me, that's foreplay.
Yeah.
It is.
You know, you can talk me right on in your lap.
I know that's right.
I mean,
So-
Hey, look, so soon you start kissing these hands, and then later on with the toes, and then with the details.
and that's foreplay for her. Okay.
That's
That's foreplay for her.
Pay the water bill, baby.
And there are some wives who are like that. Her husband is cleaning and taking care of the kids and fixing dinner and stuff. Oh,
I love seeing a man cook.
yeah.
You know what attracts me the most? When I see him with his baby and take that did it right
Being
there.
a father.
Being a
That's
father,
like,
being
you
a
know,
father, that's attractive.
watching him, that's
yeah.
like a little,
You can have-
you know, mental stimulation.
You can
That's
put whatever.
Hello.
Wow.
Give me a zaddy.
But it does differ.
Yeah. Yeah. So everything you said, for me, I am like let's say biosexual. What's the word? So for me, it's a mental thing first. Definitely mental. I'm very sensitive about touch because I feel that touching is also can be a transfer of energy.
It most certainly is.
Yeah.
So before I'm comfortable with kissing and touching, I need to be able to connect with you mentally first.
Yeah.
So you know, if we're talking, we're having a conversation, and we can just talk about anything, and you have something to say, and you have valid points, and you have your own opinion, and your research, you're well read. That to me is a turn on.
Yes.
That we could be sitting and having a simple conversation about anything, but if I feel as though you have enough knowledge about it and you can teach me a few things, to me that's a turn on.
Yeah.
So before I even get to the touching and kissing, for me, if we are not able to connect in that way, that's the first phase. That's like the background check that you have to go through in order to access my body and my touch. So for me, foreplay is it's an experience in the fact that there's different levels
Yes.
of foreplay. There's different categories that we each, not just me, but you as well. You know, I have to be able to make you feel like you want to be on this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a category of like different, you know, stairs that we're climbing up to release.
So when we get to the touching and kissing and rubbing part, what's up?
when we get to there, you know what I'm saying? You might fall in love. I don't know. But I mean, I'm a very sexual person. I enjoy the act of sex. I'm very open-minded when it comes to sex. So, you know, once we get to the touching part, you're going to get whatever it is that you want. Whatever it is that you want. And it's probably going to please me more than it's going to please you. Because I enjoy doing it. But yeah, I think that even before foreplay to me begins in my mind and your mind, in order for us to be able to really just be fearless in the way that we connect. We don't have any reservations. We don't have any,
we're
I'm
really
not gonna do
comfortable.
It's all about pleasing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's,
Pleasing and sharing that
So much
energy.
more than just an
I'm just loving
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
That's what
I said mine already.
Yeah.
I don't think you're ready anymore.
I guess like foreplay for me is just all over the place because like it depends on the mood, day, situation, what we have the energy or not energy for. Is it more of a please night for him, please night for me, or is it kind of like a deep connection thing? But yes, we're really into foreplay. Foreplay is very important, like you said.
Yeah, me too.
Different levels, different ways. Like seriously, sometimes like we just have conversations. You're like, yo, what do you think we should do next time? Like we really talk about it. We have fun with it. We get into detail with it.
That's awesome.
We communicate like what we do like and we don't like, and we make fun of certain things that we're just like trying to make sure that there's not anything weird that the other person's gonna be uncomfortable with. So like we'll ask each other ridiculous questions that we're just like, yeah, I'm not really into this, but I'm going to say it for fun to see how that person reacts. And if they react the right way, they're like, okay, good. And if they don't, we're like, well, I just want to tell you, I'm not into the whole thing, but I'm into like that, that beginning part, that weird part. But then once it gets to that more weirder part, no, we're not going to do that.
Right.
Don't worry.
Boundaries are healthy.
Boundaries are healthy.
And it's
Yeah.
awesome
Very
to
much
have
so.
a conversation about it so that you're not going to be in the act, and then next thing you know,
Girl.
something is going to be poking where it shouldn't, and it's too late by then. So, yeah.
It's like sex and foreplay, seriously, is communication.
Yes.
Because like there's
It is.
worst
you
experiences is
said
whenever
that.
you do not have that communication.
Or
Doesn't
you don't
matter.
have that real connection,
Ooh.
and
Yeah.
it becomes a really bad experience.
Like it just like you said, it becomes a chore. It becomes like, man, how do I get out of this?
Yeah.
Or you just have a ooh moment afterwards.
Right.
You're like, ew, I
Yeah.
can't believe. Ew. One good point that you said, and I think it really comes into play when you're in a relationship, when you're in a loving relationship, when you're married, is it doesn't always have to be about you. I love, and I get excited and get off on pleasing my partner. I love his
That's
reactions. I love, their body. I explore everything. I think it's even deeper when you're in a relationship, because then it's really not all about you. You really want to please that person. So you have his night, your night, and then you have nights where y'all are just going to explode together. But it doesn't matter, because it's equally fulfilling, it's pleasing, and because you're so in tune with one another, and it's based and rooted in a solid foundation of love and communication and friendship and all of that, is that much more. So it's not like, oh, well, he got his, but I did. No, I'm tired and I need a cigarette too. It was just good for me, man. Or vice versa. Like he complete. Yeah, you want to say, and you're lying there asleep, and he's glowing. So I think that when you get to that level with somebody, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Like everyone was pretty much saying, and you had mentioned it, like after you have sex and you can cuddle and you feel protected,
Yes.
and it's warm and like there's no
Safe.
other place you'd rather be. That is amazing.
Yeah.
And that's where all of those levels of intimacy come in.
Yeah.
That's what the 5 o'clock in the a.m. continues.
Wow. I'm not coming at 5 a.m.
No, they're all right.
I'm not going to do it at 5 a.m. everywhere. What's going on?
Oh man, you better be living with me. You 5 and ain't knocking now. You better be right there.
It's just a special moment when you have that release.
Yes.
It is.
And and you're able to like cuddle. You're able to like take that big penetration
We're on the
sexual
same
moment that
choir.
you had, and you can just take that away and just be with each other.
Right.
And it's so beautiful because it makes you feel so much more alive than just the penetration itself. Because like kind of like how Lila has mentioned before, like when you do it with someone that you're not connected with, you don't feel right with, and it's just like afterwards you're just kind of like, that was a waste. Like I mean, am I complaining? Not really, but still. But like when you're really into it, and at the end, and you guys have that, I guess the what do you call it after an explosion? Like whenever it's debris.
Afterglow.
Right.
I don't know about afterglow or something. I don't know about
a nice like
Yeah.
You could just it's like watching
It's
the
like
sea.
euphoria, like
Yeah, but I'm gonna say vulnerable again because you can't be vulnerable with a lot of people.
just anybody.
So the fact that you're able to just be completely, like you're able to be yourself, you're vulnerable, and you still feel loved and protected and comforted.
You just fall asleep, and people think falling asleep is a bad thing afterwards.
You
It's not.
You should fall asleep.
You should
It's
absolutely
Good.
Right?
good. You should be tired. If you are vacuuming and getting stars and stuff and watching TV,
Look,
there's a
if I want some more,
problem.
you're gonna know.
Well,
Okay.
she'll let you know. That's right. The man do time.
My baby.
No, she knows
What's
up.
the
I'm so
quickest
proud.
way to get you aroused?
Hey.
What's the quickest way to get you aroused?
Don't suck on the nipples.
Ooh,
Damn! I do
Say
like
how you
nipple
really
play.
feel.
I do love nipple play. Nipple play
is beautiful.
is fantastic. Shout out.
Don't touch the babies. Here you go.
Yeah.
Bam. Anybody else?
Yeah, that's
Nipple
for
play,
sure.
Nipple
long
play.
distance nipple play.
I think kissing is also like
kissing is
Ooh.
number
Or-
one.
Yeah.
When he knows how to
That's number
kiss.
two.
right.
Yeah,
I
if
think
you know, honey.
Wait. Can
Yes.
I also say you can completely ruin this experience
If you don't know how to kiss.
Or bad breath, yes. Or bad body odor. I don't know if we
Oh.
got to that question. That's just things that shit.
That's the
Yeah.
opposite of arousal.
He
I
don't
mean-
even be close.
exactly. You can smell that from a mile away.
You would know that. Wait. I'm like, wait,
So
Keep walking out.
my mom went out on a date.
Oh.
And the
man.
dude kept trying to get close to her, and he smelled like what, armpit? And
Armpit man?
so my mom and I'm like her, we're very sensitive about smells, body
We get
odor,
it from
hygiene.
my mother.
So she was telling my grandma her experience. And my grandma was like, "You should have told him,
You
I
gotta
feel
take me
bad.
home."
But the corona's out here. I got a sore throat."
I would say, I got a phone call. Walk
Right,
out.
right. She said, "Tell him you should have
Yeah,
told him I have a sore throat. I got a headache. Take me back."
You should have just texted me, and I would have called you.
Yeah.
He is nice, you know.
You
No.
should
Okay.
There you go with that
You
nice
should have
shit.
just texted me because I was ready.
Right.
First of all, he looked scary.
No, he did not. No,
Okay.
he did
What
not.
up? How I missed
She
that?
wanted the
Where did
scary
she go?
man that night.
Listen,
But-
I will say, my mom is gorgeous.
Yeah, she is.
Yes,
She does not look her
is.
age. She has her stuff together. And let's not, if we get into personality and spirit, that's going to take forever.
Yes.
Like, my mom is one of a kind.
Absolutely.
So, when a dude comes around and he, you could tell off the bat, he
Yeah,
is
my daughter
not
is
on
her.
her level, period, point blank. And we'll let her know, no. He better not pull up here. Like, no. But we let her have her fun because we're women, we're human beings. Sometimes we need those moments, those D appointments, just know what you're doing, or whatever the case may be. Just some sort of attention from the opposite sex, because it doesn't have to be
Yeah, it doesn't have
anything
to be about
sexual.
that. Yeah.
But yeah, if we know that he's just not up to where she is, like, and this isn't just physically. Me and my sister tell her, like, no,
Yeah,
I don't
they
see
do.
it. I don't see
But it's
it.
funny, I came home.
She was
early.
upset.
I wasn't upset. I was just like, dang, because Corona. It's been a while.
Yeah,
So
but
I'm
she was
pent
like,
up
you
big
didn't,
time.
she
I was
didn't
getting
eat
ready to take
either.
a nail.
She
I was
didn't
getting
eat
ready to
either.
just,
And that was bad planning, and that's another thing. If you ask me out and you have bad planning,
Yeah, but it was everything. But
Right.
that was it. And he took, and I came up and they were like, "Oh, you're back early," and I was like, "Yeah, I couldn't. I couldn't take it no more. I couldn't do it."
and he was still sitting in his car
Yes.
looking goofy.
Oh, my God.
Like, sir.
Okay, so let
I
it be
couldn't take it no more. I forgot what
Listen.
the question was because we segued into something else. But
It went from arousal to
No,
non-arousal.
we're talking about
Yeah,
quickest
whatever.
way to get you aroused.
oh, okay. Well, that ain't
We're
it.
talking about kissing
Yeah,
and
that
getting
ain't
close.
it.
We're
Make
talking
sure
about
that you're right.
Right.
Smell is everything. A
Yes.
good smelling man.
Oh my
will
god.
that
get
right
me
there?
there.
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
god.
Smells a good smelling
I'm
man.
Especially if
Oh
I
my
like put my
gosh.
head in your neck.
Whew. Yes.
Oh, my God.
My God. So that's the quickest. I think I was looking up on YouTube, like 5 ways to be more attractive that has nothing to do with like the way you look and stuff.
Yeah.
The number one.
I
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
I believe that.
I believe that.
Because you know, like just passing by and just having a pleasant scent. People will
It
just
does something to the
humans,
brain.
they will
Mental,
react to it differently.
Positively.
And it
to
releases
you.
like certain hormones.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So please, gentlemen, please, ladies, wash
Clean yourself.
Yeah.
Get deodorant.
Do a
Drink water.
So a
do a
Facebook
little
thing
extra.
where the guy was like, I don't care if it's steak, I'll hit it.
Oh,
That's
that's
my
no.
daughter. That's a
That's a no.
That's a no.
And if it stinks,
And that's
And you're
abuse.
dirty.
if it stinks,
Yeah.
I don't know why people think dirty is like sexy.
Right.
I'm like, do you guys not watch porn? Like, do you not see how clean they all look?
I'm thinking about the
That's a
health.
hard question,
I'm thinking
but-
about the health part of it.
I'm
Like
thinking
if
about
it
the-
stinks, something is wrong.
And that's a turn on.
Like,
So
Very
You
gross.
can't just be hitting anything.
smell is everything. You have to smell good. That's a good term. That's a good, get you aroused.
Please.
What else?
Oh, breathing on my neck. Like, you behind me and like, you just like breathe and you just like,
I want to get you started.
I'm like, ooh. Like, breathing on the neck just really gets me. Just
That's
like,
I had that happen.
You know what? That's
by
funny you
Oregon.
said
That
that
did
'cause I
not
gave
get
them a
good.
look.
Once again, once
The breath
again,
wasn't
let
bad
me
enough.
say,
No.
make sure you have good
Good
breath.
breath.
Cause that can, I will fight you. If you breathe in my neck or my face, and it smells like
Hot Cheetos and
diaper
Black
or
Mounds.
something, like something died in your throat. At that point, I'm kicking you out. I'm blocking you on all social media accounts, text message, everything.
I
I'm blocking.
cannot tell you how many times I've been, and it's really sad that this has had to happen. But I've been on a date or someplace, and I had to tell the guy that you offend.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even understand why I had to have this conversation, but you stink. Something about you stink. The dude, I told him, and I said, you smell strong. And I do it nicely.
No, she tries.
Like, I'd be like, you
I'm
smell
laughing because I can imagine
strong.
you doing that.
And he was like, what? Cause,
Someone says you smell strong.
and he was like, what do you mean?
Someone will be like, oh, thank you, baby.
Like,
No,
what do you
not
mean?
now
And
you
I
go.
said,
No, but
You
by the
smell
way she says it, you know
musty.
it's
The dude, one dude, he took me. He was very nice, but he smelled like he crapped his pants. But he has, so like he smoked that day, and so it just really smelled horrible. But I told him, I said, you smell tart. That was my nice word.
Jesus.
And he was like, what do you mean? I said, you didn't see I rolled out the windows driving you while we in the car.
Tart is. Wow.
no.
So
But
I said it nicely.
she added that extra tea.
Yeah.
that tea drag, right?
Tart.
You
So
smell
that-
tarts.
Can't say that word.
I
without
don't understand why that's not again. Like, you don't check yourself when
Right.
you leave.
Let's-
and-
If a guy told me I smell tart on a date,
I would shrivel up
be
a
like,
guy right there.
I would just go to the bathroom and sleep my way out and go home.
Right. It's
And
not
honestly, like even before, like I feel like people jump steps. Like if you are not capable of taking care of your physical body, that lets me know that your internals are not good. Your spiritual are not good. I was gonna say trash, but that's harsh. That it's just you have to start from somewhere. Like if your breath is stinking, I don't know if you wash underneath your armpits, behind your ears, behind your knees, in your crotch area.
like,
You
are
need
you
to
clean?
scrub. That's important. It's summertime.
Right.
I went through came to kiss her, and my whole
I'm so
nose
sorry,
hair
Mom.
shriveled up, and I was like,
Ooh, Jesus.
And y'all be missing spots.
you
Get all the spots, because you can smell decent, and then it's time to go, and then I'm offended when I go down there. Like,
or
come
you know when your
on.
breath stink, you can taste it. So miss me with that.
You
Right.
can.
Or you ate something that you know is strong.
And
Like,
we're
And
masks.
listen, now we got masks.
Yeah.
So it reflects
You
back
know.
on you, baby, okay? It reflects. It's a full circle.
Yo, yeah.
No.
And can I also say stale breath is also
It's
considered
bad breath.
bad breath, okay?
that is.
Stale breath is bad.
Brush
I
your
don't want
teeth
you
twice
kissing
a
me.
week.
Be prepared. Come prepared.
Have a little bit of
Be prepared.
what's it called? What's that? Mouthwash.
Yeah,
in
listen
the car.
to
I
us.
haven't met something.
Since
Something.
we're talking about
TikTok.
it, what's your pet peeves?
Oh, so that kind of segues
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah, there you go. Good segue.
What
Bad
else?
breath, bad body, just not taking care of your
So
hygiene
hygiene.
before gameplay.
Yes.
Seriously.
And
That is serious.
I don't like licking in the ears. I can't stand that shit. Excuse my language.
Wait, fight? You touch my ear.
You lick it, I bite you. I bite you like Mike
Like when they
Tyson.
sting, like, done.
Okay.
I don't think that was with my ex or not. Don't be licking at my ears.
Don't be licking mine though. Look at mine.
Furries, do not go after her.
Don't just stick your tongue like in the ear hole.
Yeah.
Or anything. You gotta know how to do it.
You
like,
got, if you don't know how to be,
Don't
That's
do
the
it.
thing. You
Don't
don't,
do it.
right. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Some of them don't know how to do
Seriously.
it.
So there's
You gotta
one
know
thing
how
that
to
I
work
cannot
it.
stand for a man, a grown man or woman, to not know how to do is kiss. I
Right.
feel
That's
like
right.
there's too many people out here that are grown, very grown,
Yeah.
have a job, have a 401k
Yeah.
and credit, and don't know how to kiss.
That's
How were
crazy.
you able to achieve all this without knowing how to kiss? That always comes up. Like, you have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree, but you don't know how to kiss. How? How did I?
How has the relationships been prior? Like, it's hard, but it happens. Yeah, a lot of them do. They don't know how to kiss.
Communication.
Yeah.
Practice.
Dude, like, well, they probably had a lot of practice, but they probably been with so many women that they just kept on doing the same technique.
Because
Women
there
don't
are
know
women
how
that
to-
don't know how to
There's
That is
some
true.
women, or
Yeah,
there's
there are
some
some
women
women
who
that
don't
know how-
speak
yeah.
up, even
There
though
you
they
go.
don't say
You always
anything.
gotta
Yeah.
speak up.
Yeah.
Oh, I let my partner know.
I was assaulted by this guy. Not like assaulted in a bad way. Like, we went on a
Assaulted.
date.
You meant what you said.
Yeah, I felt assaulted. I was trying to figure out what was going on. So I went on this date with this guy, very gentleman, clean cut, like blue collar,
Yeah.
making great money, nice car, nice house. You know, went on a nice little date, spent a whole lot of money at the. We went to brunch and like he just kept ordering things. He was like, "What else do you want? Like, take as much as that." And I was like, "Okay, well, I'm not gonna eat this whole thing, but thank you."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay, so this is a great candidate. This is
Yeah.
fantastic."
Yeah.
And we, he walks into my car, and we're making small talk, and he comes in for a kiss. Now, like, I wasn't really feeling the like chemistry between us, but I was like, all right, cool, like
Like
maybe,
the sexual chemistry.
yeah, I wasn't really
Yeah.
feeling
It
that.
wasn't
Like, it was
there.
nice, it was pleasant, but it wasn't like I wasn't feeling
Yeah, if I
the
had come
chemistry.
in,
Mhm.
And he was handsome too, which was weird. So then he comes in for a kiss, and he kisses me, and I'm like, wow. Like, I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. But in my head, I was thinking maybe it's because we had both been drinking. So the next
Damn,
time,
that's the best time.
well,
She gave him a
I
pass.
gave you,
Right?
I gave
She
him
gave
a
him
pass.
a
And I
pass.
said, okay, maybe because we had been drinking and I'm a little like tipsy, I can't feel it, whatever. So the next time I knew for sure this was not okay at all. I mean, it was just it was
Sloppy and slimy.
spit in my mouth and just didn't know what to do. I mean, I don't know. I do have larger lips, but as a black woman and then another black person, we have big lips.
Ooh.
So you can't say that. I don't think that it's a lip issue. I think it was just the fact that he
He didn't know how to move his
couldn't
thumb.
He
did
didn't
not-
his
know-
technique.
He
You
didn't
went,
know
you
how
went
to.
like this. You went like.
He felt it felt like a jab.
You
on
were
the
like,
lips.
and like
It was like a jab. It was like an aggressive jab followed by like a very wet tongue trying to like slap me. It was really bad. It felt. That's why I say I felt attacked because I did.
He like.
And I didn't. And he was a bigger dude, and I didn't know how to like casually say like, "This is not it." So I just made an excuse and went home. And then he called me fully expecting to like meet up again.
Oh,
and I was
hell
like,
no.
Oh no.
and then I had to bring the "we're not sexually compatible" card, and that didn't work either. So, gentlemen, please, like, ladies, please, everybody, just like try to like kissing is very important.
Very.
Technique is very
And there's so
important.
many ways you can learn that
There's
now.
so many ways. I mean, what are ways apart from kissing?
I mean, watch something.
I know.
Watch something,
Yeah,
practice
watch
something.
Yeah, watch something. Yeah.
They got it out there.
I mean, sure
Hey,
do.
everything is on YouTube.
Have a
man.
practice kiss doll.
You can
Yes.
surprise.
Song.
Because
Get your hand.
we can't do this no more, people. It's 2020.
Like people going.
I mean, it was really bad. It was so.
It's like, what are you trying to do to my
It was
face?
like kissing like a slimy snail.
Mhm.
It was not pleasurable at all.
That doesn't sound good at
It
all.
was. I wanted to throw up all of the food that I just had. So sorry.
You just brought some memory back, but mine was good. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. If it was good, then that's not bad.
Okay.
If it's good, it's
Let me
good.
question
Huh?
one. Do you have any pet peeves?
I think. Oh, I'm trying to think. Fellas, know how to work your man, like your little man.
Yes, please.
Like, please
Don't
know how to
hurt
work
me.
it. Like, don't just think masturbating for like 5 seconds is gonna be like you good, cause you not. And I'm trying not to like say too much, but like, man, we had conversations. Me and my man, he was just like, yeah, masturbating is completely different than being with a woman. I'm like, oh, really? You just not noticed that? Oh, okay. All right, cool. But yes, it's like, know how to like last long instead of just thinking about yourself. Like, think about the woman too. Like, if you're gonna be with somebody else, think about the other person that you're with, because
and part of that comes from maturity. Like, you have to be sexually, you have to mature
I was just
sexually
gonna say
to
that.
understand
Yeah,
that.
sure.
It's not about,
Yeah.
you know, you being able to last and figure it out. You know, figure out your technique, and that's the man figuring out his technique so you can last long, to make sure that she's pleased, or make sure you put her, you know, in your mind, because you're gonna get yours.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get it. Trust me, you're gonna get it. So just making sure that she's pleased, that takes maturity to understand that and make it really happen.
Yeah.
So understand, and it's been posted many times on Facebook and different groups and stuff, but a big D don't actually mean the
Hello.
you know, dudes with big D that don't know how to use it is a waste of
It's a
just
Waste of D.
It's a weapon. It's a deadly weapon.
Deadly weapon.
It is.
Yeah.
That is terrible.
Yeah.
I did see a question about the size matter.
Hell yeah.
Size matters to me. I like to call myself a size queen.
Oh.
However, like again, a big penis does not mean that you can just like shove it in there and
And
that's
it's gonna
it.
be
Like,
it.
you need to know.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of again, you mentioned something about sexual maturity. I think because women mature faster than men, we are apt to being more sexually mature than men naturally.
Yeah.
So I think it comes a time in men where because when I'm talking to my girl and we're talking about sex, we're talking about what we're gonna eat that day, so that we are like, our bodies are
ready.
Ready.
You know,
Yeah.
strawberries.
You know what I'm saying? We're talking about our diet, how our diet is gonna. We implement that part of our life in everyday life, not just today. And I think that is the same thing that has to happen with our male counterparts, and the fact that like eating well is going to make you smell better.
please.
It's going
Exercising, working out, gives you more stamina, more.
Exactly.
You know,
Blood
you can't
flow,
be about to have a heart attack and
right.
you got to do, or you can't move because you out of breath.
You got a lot
Exactly.
of
I mean, that's
Very
Right.
true. No, it's very true.
Yes. So I think that it's very important for men, you know, whether you're working with a biggie or not, to be able to know your body enough to be able to please somebody else. If you don't know your body, if you don't know your limits, if you don't know how to control your body, you're not going to be help to anybody, whether you have a big penis or not. But I do like big penis.
And you can
I ain't gonna lie.
You can hurt somebody.
You really
like,
can.
For real, it can be a weapon.
Yeah,
You
like
hurt
you can send somebody to the hospital. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, you can move someone's vagina.
You really can
Yeah.
knock somebody's uterus
Yeah.
back and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So please be careful. Okay? I'm just saying.
True that. Very true.
I had to run to the hospital.
My biggest pet peeve is, this is like for everyone. I don't like it when people say like, oh, I don't do oral, rather you're male
Yes.
or female. I was like,
Okay, so this is the thing, and I don't know about y'all, but this is the thing. There's a thing. Is it a requirement? Heck yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
The
yeah.
only time it's not is if it happens to be really spontaneous and it's just going to happen.
Yes.
I feel
But
like-
for me, it is a requirement. Not only do I enjoy it, it is almost like foreplay. If you want to, that's a quick way to get me from 1 to 1,000. And it takes me a long time to get to that climax. So that helps. That helps. And if you don't, you know, I'll tell you quick, we may not be compatible.
I know that's right.
I mean, I'll tell you.
And I don't like the one-sided because I do enjoy it too. I love giving. But if I don't do the one-sided. What you're not going to do is get all of this, you know,
Right.
fantasy up in this mouth, and I ain't getting nothing in return.
Okay.
That is not happening.
Can
So
I just say, I think a lot of guys, it can be selfish, or
Very.
selfish people in general.
yeah,
But I know in my experience, it was guys that are like, you know, can you do me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Don't
convinced
get-
me with that. Like, hell no.
And then they release, and then they're tired,
Can't
and
do
then it's
nothing.
like, I'm
Exactly.
like, so I didn't get mine, but I just gave you yours. But then you also meet the guys that are like, ooh, flipping legs and stuff on site, like, and that's what we like.
And also, you got to know what you're doing too. So
Right.
that, in
Because you
kissing,
can
you
once
got to know what
again
you're
hurt
doing.
somebody.
That. can. So practice, pay attention, figure it out, but you can hurt somebody. I actually had to, a dude, I was trying to give him a try, gave in, and he was doing his thing down there, and I felt the pinches and the earth, but I thought he was being freaky, and I like a little pain, so I was like, oh, okay.
I love it.
A little pain mark. I thought he was, getting a little kinky, so I was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay, that we're doing. Oh, okay. Until he came up, and his mouth was covered in blood.
Oh, no.
And he was like, well, here's the problem. I've had a hysterectomy for a number of years, so I don't have no period. So when I saw his face and then I felt the real pain, I realized that he'd have bit me like a shark. And my recruiter was in triage moments. I had to call my girlfriend who's a nurse and ask for help. Do I need to go to the doctor? I ended up having to take a sitz bath for like 2 weeks. Like, he bit my stuff up like it was gummies. And to this day, we haven't went out again. I am very upset. As a matter of fact, as I really think about it, I feel the trauma all over again.
Oh my God.
And it's so funny because and I was just, I've never felt pain like that. It was ridiculous. And he was like, "Here, next time, girl, if you don't get out my house, I'm going to call the police."
I would call the police.
Like, I have never, and I don't know what he was doing. It was horrible.
He saw Jaws and he was like, "That's what I'm gonna do."
It was horrible. I'm
gonna eat her alive.
I'm gonna eat her.
Literally, he did. Like, it was scary. Like, I'm gonna go to the hospital and have to explain to them why my coochie look like ground beef.
He already seen it all, baby.
He done chewed me up for whatever reason. I don't know if he was too excited or maybe he didn't know what he was doing. Or
No. Did you tell him? Did you tell him?
I told him that. I was like, "You bit me."
What did he say?
I'm sorry. I was just so excited.
Oh.
And so we've never went out again, ever. He's on the list.
Forever.
He's on the list. But I was like, you gotta know, that was horrible. So definitely kissing, you gotta know what you do. Oral, you really gotta know what you do. Guys, I know you don't like when the teeth scrape.
Right.
And stuff like that. And she, doing too much. Massaging the balls like she juggling eggs and you're about to fall over. Nobody likes that.
Right.
It's painful, sensitive. Got sensitive parts down there. Yeah. She chilling on your backside like.
He's sucking on, the clit, and it's way too hard. Ooh. It's way too hard. I feel like I'm ready to fight at that moment. My legs start getting tight. I'm ready to break some necks between thighs and stuff like that. Hurts. That's terrible. Why would you assault me in this manner? Like,
I'm not ready. Do not get into the game, please.
Don't go so hard either. Like you said, like, it's a sensitive area for both females and males. Definitely. Like, I don't like it when people are just like,
right. Oh my God.
Like, what are you trying to do? Like,
she is sensitive.
Like a pizza? Like, what are you
need some dough. Right.
If you are not ready, please know what you're doing. Know what you're doing because you can do more harm than good. That's real talk.
Seriously.
That's real. For men and women. You can do more harm than good. So.
Do you prefer oral or penetration, since we're talking about oral? If you had to choose, which one? You have to choose one.
Okay. I'll say oral.
That's a hard answer.
I know.
It's really
both. You gotta choose one.
Why we gotta choose?
Here's the thing. It's difficult because I've been with men and women, so it's difficult. Like, if I say oral, that takes out men in my...
So for each one,
I don't know. It just depends on the person. It's so hard to answer because some people are really, really good at like oral.
Right. But if you had to live with one for the rest of your life, which one would you choose? Just one?
That would be hard. I mean, that's really a hard question. That's a hard question.
What do I have which one?
Why are you giving us this?
I would say both because I can't. I like both. I'm greedy, first of all, so I can't just have oral and be okay.
Yeah, you're talking about forever.
And I can't, penetration is good if he knows what he's doing, but I'm also greedy. I like it all.
Yeah.
So I really, really equally like both. If it's a quickie, and we're just trying to get it in, then it, you know, it could easily be both. But
it just
can't
depends
choose
on the
one
time.
or the
I feel
other.
like, but then also, I don't know.
What would you
For
choose?
me,
Yeah.
I agree. For me, you can't really have one without
That's
the
the
other.
other.
Right.
Me, because once you get me started, where he at?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Put him on the table. What's good?
Exactly.
Like, so it is hard.
Yeah.
And actually, after oral, I'm still ready. Like that second part, that's like round, you know, that's like round 2 or the second half.
That's what I
Go
said.
upstairs. Sorry, guys, we had to get out of this road.
Yeah.
What tricks
So-
do you use?
What did you say?
What tricks?
Damn,
What tricks?
I don't know.
Somebody did one trick.
She
What
can go
name
first,
was
so she
it?
smiled.
I don't know. I can't think of a trick.
This is where you take notes, because maybe something you don't do.
I'm trying to think. Well,
Spice up your life.
yes.
I'll show
Okay,
you.
so this is for the
wow.
ladies. Whenever you are writing your man or a man, as long as it's not someone else's man.
Y'all about to learn something.
Oh my god.
I think a really good trick is, you know, do a squat. Do a squat on him. You know,
they love that.
Yeah.
They love that. Strong mega knees. They
dude,
love that.
like, it makes a guy go wow.
Oh, okay.
Like seriously, like when you just do this motion with the legs, and he would be like like he goes.
If you don't scream like that, then
You
I
ain't
might have to
doing
kick him
something
out.
right,
Yeah.
right.
If he doesn't say damn, you ain't doing it.
I love that. Talk to me.
Talk to me.
Yeah,
That
definitely.
can change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
change
you
your
can change
game.
your game.
Go.
I'm telling you, I didn't
Yeah.
squat.
Like,
You know?
Yeah,
Squats and
definitely
dirty talk.
Dirty talking. Dirty talking.
Be filthy. I'm a
On these walls, right?
right. Like
Know your partner and don't scare them too.
Somebody might be like,
Somebody might be like,
I'm gonna tie you up and put you in the backyard.
you like this? Yeah. Yeah, you want to die? You want to die?
That might be alarming.
You like that, Barbie? No.
You want me to kidnap you, baby?
I killed a dog right now. What's going on? Like, no.
So you brought a cup.
so I brought a cup.
Oh, she great. Okay, so that's a whole nother level. Did you say what you technique?
Yeah, that's our technique.
That's
She
my
brought the
technique.
show.
Oh, she
That's
what's
my
your
technique.
technique?
You want to do the cup?
Ice, honey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
her family ready for this. This
What
is
do
all
you do-
kneeling.
what do
Just
you
let me
do
put
with the
disclaimer.
ice? What do you do with the ice?
Child.
Ooh.
Oh, you can rub it down up.
On this neck?
She's making it
Neck
wet on
going all
the
the
table
way
already.
Do you
down.
lick it back up?
I sure did.
Yes.
All right now.
Told y'all gonna see something today. But yeah, and I was like, wow. And see, again, that's something that I learned watching. You see, that's what I mean in a relationship. If you wanted to really, because we all don't know everything, so it's out there for you. Get the sex going. Because listen, I said it before. If not, they're going somewhere else.
Right?
Yeah.
What's your trick?
I don't know if I have tricks. I think I enjoy oral, so I think when it comes to sex, when you enjoy sex, you do it differently than when it's a chore.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
bringing that passion is a game changer, because a lot of people are in situations where they don't necessarily have sex with someone they love or trust, and a guy can tell the difference when you enjoy sex. So I think for me is I enjoy sex. I enjoy pleasing my partner. The whole getting up and doing the knee thing, like just having fun. When a man sees you confidently just having, like, just being like wild,
You can't wait to
that
come home.
drives them
Yes.
wild.
That drives them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
seriously drives
So
them.
it's not particularly like an act to me. It's just the attitude of what you do it, the eye contact, the confidence, the this is mine and I'm gonna make you like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not always the words. Although I love to like talk when I'm having sex. I love like sex talk. I love dirty talk. But I think it's also just the attitude, how in tune you are with yourself, and letting that feminine energy come out, and just not being afraid to try something new or catch them off guard. Not too much. Not too much. Like, doing some crazy stuff off guard now. He might just run away. But yeah, I would say just like, like try new things and don't be adventurous. Like be bold, be confident. Confidence is very huge when it comes to sex. So you know, whether it's, you know, getting up like that right there, when you are able to get up
Your
and
knees are
then
solid,
you just throw it
man.
back. I mean,
I'm gonna give you like 5 good ones.
Woo!
Hello.
Exactly. It's not.
Unless I've been drinking, then we.
Oh man.
Then
I'm
we-
doing
everything.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even just kissing and like just taking extra time. I think what men are not used to, in my experience, is when a woman explores their body.
Yes.
They
Oh
just
my
don't have that
God.
option. Like
Yeah.
when you tell him to just lay down and you take control, in a sense, you explore his body just like you expect him to explore yours.
Yes.
That's a huge turn on to some dudes when you're taking your time and you're doing it confidently, not shyly.
And
But
that's
like,
another level of intimacy.
Yeah.
That is like
Yeah.
the ultimate level.
yes.
That's why you say it depends on who you're with and how close you are, how much you want them, how your attraction level depends on the different type of sexual woman you'll get.
Yeah.
You know, a one night stand, and hopefully, ladies, we don't do that.
No.
But
Seriously.
a one night stand is going to be a whole different level. You're
Big
just
time.
trying to get a nut.
Right.
It's going to be a whole different level than somebody who you're really in tune with, or somebody like you want or have a crush on, or you're in love with.
Exactly.
Very, very
Oh, yeah.
different. It's
Yeah.
a
You
level of
mentioned that.
woman, very different level of openness
Right,
that
which
you
is-
get.
Yeah.
Which is why it's so important, because you're the more time you take in the discovery and in the getting to know each other and the non-sexual intimacy, the easier it would be to be able to strap your man to bed, you know, with some light fluffy handcuffs and
Seriously.
blindfold him.
But also know your partner.
Yes.
You
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
have to know
Absolutely.
your partner.
Yeah.
You really do
Right.
need to know.
Yeah, because like some
Listen
people
to
are
them.
not into the same
And
thing.
watch them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to them.
You know what they
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
or at least you can.
Watching my man.
You know,
I love it
we're
too.
very
It's
expressive
the most-
beings,
It's like-
especially in that experience. So you can
Pornhub
tell
on its own.
when your man appreciates something that you do more than you know.
And other stuff.
Yeah.
You're doing it right.
For me, especially like when I'm having sex, I like for my partner to explore and be, I guess, multifaceted. Like you're rubbing this, but I need you to touch this too, and I need you to kiss me while you're touching
Exactly.
it. And I need you to-
That's right.
You know, and so I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I try to incorporate that into how I please my partner. Like if I'm going down, you know, not only am I focusing on the head, but I'm doing other stuff that I know that he likes. And I'm, you know, guys like it. At least some of the guys that I've experienced,
They do.
They like it when you
They like
kiss
it when
certain
you-
parts, and you're kissing their pelvic area or their thighs, and you're, you know, running your nails gently. Don't. You know,
Don't
right?
leave
Don't
spots.
ever
Unless
into
they're
it.
Unless
Right.
they're into
Yeah,
it.
yeah, into it.
If they want some scars at the end, baby,
Right.
give it to them.
But just knowing what places to touch and how to work it and doing it all at the same time. So I'm feeling pleasure in so many different places. That's going to take me to that climax point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And that doesn't mean that you want multiple people when you want them to do multiple things to you. Like, just because, like, you want someone to be, like, down there doing their work and then they're touching you in so many different areas doesn't mean that's what, like, you want multiple people to do that, too. Sometimes it's just, it makes the experience even more just that, like, you're just more aware of that experience when you guys are doing multiple things. Because it's just like, dang, my partner can do this, or this person can, like, do that. And then at the same time, okay, hold on.
It just ups the, like, think of having an orgasm like you can see it visually. Like, certain things you do just make it creep up, and knowing how to work certain body parts at the same time. So I'm feeling so much pleasure in so many different places, I can't even contain myself. Woo.
But again, that's sexual maturity.
It is sexual.
It really is too. You got to be comfortable and kind of know yourself, and you know what you like and what you don't like, and what's your motivation. If you're a pleaser, where you get off, you know, everything is good, but you also, that's like your thing. You get off on pleasing your partner and tune and feed off of their energy and watching them and stuff like that. Then you know, you do step your game up to make sure you get the response you want, so you could be pleased. Right. For me, I don't really have a technique. It is energy. It is who I'm with. I will say that when I'm with someone I want to be with, I like exploring the whole body.
That's right.
So it could come in foreplay. It could be in the midst. But I touch and taste every inch of the man.
Amen.
From top to bottom,
Like
and
that
from
body
bottom
is
to
mine.
top.
Yeah.
Back and
Yeah.
front, I like to taste every inch, and I'm tasting like ice cream, chicken, peaches.
Right.
Like I'm tasting, I'm sucking, I'm licking, I'm enjoying every part and his reaction to me.
Right.
That
and you'd be
feeds me.
surprised what guys like.
Yeah.
Because guys are
Yeah.
so like, I don't know, they're just so uptight when it
Uptight.
comes to, because they don't want to seem as if they're gay
Like a freak or
or
something. Yeah.
whatever the case may be.
Weak
But
or
when you,
something like that.
but when you actually try different things, and like at one point I told a guy just to stand there, and I felt on him and I kissed his butt,
Yeah.
and he was he was like, that was. That was awesome, because I asked him, I'm like, have you ever had someone do that? And he was like, not at all. And he looked like a little kid. But he loved it, and it was like another, I don't know, when you're really comfortable with your partner, like you grew in that moment. You know,
I think it's also like a time, especially now, where like Black people can explore all variety of sexual things. Like I feel like a lot of like even in BDSM, I feel like that's always been like a white person.
Oh,
like,
we got some questions on that too.
And that's that's like explore your sexuality. If you, I believe that if you're going to have sex, that's again that my own stipulation. If I'm gonna have sex, I'm gonna pick somebody that I can have as much as broad of a sex spectrum with, because if I'm gonna be having sex, I want to have it all. I don't want to be with someone where I can only do this and this. I want it to be as
for your fantasy.
So
I gotta make sure you know how to hit it in the front and the back.
But I need you to be so comfortable with me that you're willing to at least try.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, then we can, do something else. But the fact that you're willing to try, right?
Communication.
So how do you all feel about masturbation?
Love it.
Our toys up here. How do y'all feel about masturbation?
I actually don't masturbate at all. What? At all. I think it's, again, because of trauma, like with sex when I was growing up, I think I never really got to the point where I felt comfortable enough. And it's so sad that I'm a super sexual person with other people, but when I'm by myself, for some reason, unless I'm like, even when I'm watching things, it's happened so rarely that I can like even get into that mode with myself. Which is why I love this, because I can, start learning about other things. So masturbation, but I really do believe masturbation is so amazing. Because if you don't know about yourself, like if you don't know everything that makes you tick, how do you expect somebody to be able to do that? So I think it's very important. And it's a great way to.
What about you, Malin?
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
And just like she said, I love what you just said. That kind of tells you about your body, and then when your partner comes in, it's already okay. He's doing what I was already thinking, so that kind of helps. So yeah, I like it.
What about you, Jan?
So I normally don't masturbate. It's only when I'm like, it's been forever since I've had any. Like I'm talking close to a year, and that's when I'm like, but I think it's a great thing too. I think it is how you learn about yourself. And at least in my experience, that's how I learned about myself. So, and now I'll tell you like, ooh, do this, babe, or ooh, touch that, or keep going, or whatever. I know my body. I know how to make my body do certain things, which excites my partner. So
that's true. 100% true.
And this water works. I'm just saying. I'm not gonna put it all out there. But
I like masturbation. I think that everything that the lady said here, right? It helps you to know yourself. You know exactly what to tell him, what spots are good for you. You can lead him there and not lay there getting frustrated. It takes a really good imagination, and I do have that, very much so. I will say that, and I said this when we went to the store to get this stuff, like there are two different types of people really when you masturbate. There are penetrators and there are stimulators. And you really got to know what works for you. For me, I'm a stimulator. I don't like, dildos and stuff like that. I like the real thing. But, if I could get the edge off and just a little stimulation, keep it moving, I'm good. But yeah, it helps keep you through there, especially when it's been a long time. It really can, scratch an itch, so you don't go out there and do something stupid.
Right.
So.
And a lot of cases, it's probably safer.
Yeah, much safer.
Much safer.
Much safer.
Ooh, child. Masturbation means a lot to me, just because I was a late bloomer with masturbating. I was kind of like you in the beginning. I had like a little like Me Too moment, so like if I ever did masturbate, it kept on bringing up that awful time of my life. But as I gotten older and kind of was like, okay, like I'm the kind of person that's very sexual, and I ain't gonna be sleeping with all these dudes, even though like I did occasionally, but they were friends. They weren't like people like strangers.
Yeah.
You know, so like that was kind of like my weird rule. I was like, they can't be strangers. They have to be someone at least that like talk to in some shape, way, or form. But then whenever I really did find out about like the importance of masturbation, which I learned in New York, and then just kept on making it my life mission, because when I was taught it, whenever like a good friend of mine was telling me about masturbating and like what to do, like how to understand yourself, how to understand to be with other people, she said it also it gets you very mentally, so whatever you've been trying to lock down or what weirdly comes up, you kind of have to weirdly embrace that, so you can see like why, for one, why is that popping up, and then for two, is this something that is stimulating, or is this just a just a hot penetration kind of a thing? And even though I could say like penetration is great, like stimulation is like the thing of like it takes you on a journey. And whenever I masturbate, sometimes I have long days, sometimes I have short days, and sometimes I have to be spontaneous with myself. I can't always just like, all right, on this day I'm gonna do that. And different times of the day, like I'm like, hey, what am I doing? Nothing. I got an hour to spare. All right, let's do it.
One thing I will say, at least I found out in me, if I do it a lot, when I do get with a guy, it's very hard for me to get.
Yes.
It hampers it put a dampers on the experience. So if I do that, it's very sparingly, because I don't. When I finally get, I want it to be, I want to take all that aggression on it. Yeah. But so you have to be mindful of that. And honestly, this happens with guys too. When a guy, when he's masturbating a lot, when he actually gets with a woman, it puts a damper on that experience. And he can't, it's not as strong. It takes him forever. Yeah. It takes him forever to get hard sometimes. Right. So, guys that, especially there are male friends that we talked about this, and they were like, hey, I'm like, hey, you might want to slow down, because you're going to be no good for old girl when you get her.
Right.
And that's true. It goes both ways. The women, we do it too. So I do try to,
control yourself.
Control myself, and only do it when it's really, really, really a need, because I don't want to hurt anything or put a damper on actual experience when it happens.
Especially put a damper on the experience, because it really, like, seriously, masturbating too much is it can ruin.
It's a mental thing.
I mean, it can become an addiction.
Yeah, it's a mental thing.
It can become an addiction.
It can really ruin the experience, an actual experience.
Because like you get selfish with it. You just only care about what pleases you.
Or you get numb.
Ooh.
That's why it takes so long. That's why it's long for you to get turned on, to actually climax. Like, it really puts a damper on the experience, so you just have to be mindful of that.
Oh, yeah.
And take, certain things you shouldn't eat all the time. That's one of the things that shouldn't happen all the time.
Yeah.
Can I say this real quick? I can't stand when a guy asks me, did you come yet? Please don't do that. Do your thing, whatever. Don't ask your partner, oh, you coming yet? Why they doing it? I'm like, do your job then. Like that, and when he said that to me,
know if I go.
Right? Like like, dude, should you know? And seriously, I stopped it. I did.
Right.
I was like, you know what?
I feel like men only ask when they know that they haven't done what they're supposed to. And they're trying to find a way to make themselves feel better. Even with again, confidence. Like, even with men that actually, like, some dude asked me to rate it from like 1 to 10, and it was a 3, and that was me being generous. It was really a point.
That's a scary question. He was bold.
Wow.
So I think that when it comes to sex, like, if you are a giving partner, a giving lover, you know when a woman climaxes. Like, there's her body tells you.
Oh yeah.
And I know not
Thank
everybody
you.
has the same reaction.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So communication is great.
Yeah.
But I think that
You
most
also
times-
know though, there's an extra,
You
know,
like
there's
your
moisture.
partner.
There's a,
Exactly.
you know,
There's a-
you
there's a-
know.
you know if you're inside of her.
But just like a
But I
guy, you
feel
know.
like-
when
I feel
he-
like-
yeah.
Like some guys are selfish, so they've came a couple of times or whatever the case may be, and now they're tired, so they're like, "Did you come yesterday
Right.
to stop?"
Yeah.
And it's like, "No, I did not, but you did several times."
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I think that like the only times that I've been asked if I came is when I didn't.
Yeah.
Like usually,
Right.
if a man knows I came, like he would be like, you know, he'll probably like they'll
You
say
don't
little
know,
snide
right.
comments like, yeah, that was, you know,
Yeah.
it was, I could, you know,
Mhm.
whatever. But they'll never be like, if they know that you came and it's obvious, they'll never be like, did you come? Like,
Yeah.
if you have to ask, you're not doing
You're
it.
not
You're not doing your job.
And
You
no,
can't look at my
the answer is
face.
already no.
yeah.
You can't look at this face and know that you did not do your job. If I'm not like this,
right? Hair messed up, head
Right.
fell off.
Eyebrow
Makeup
wiped
smear,
off.
right?
Look at the
Eyelash
drool,
off,
like,
right?
you
I'm
know.
ready to go to bed and want to
Right.
turn it over. Shoot,
Yeah.
you doing something
no.
wrong, bro.
if I'm not having like a universal moment when I'm just like,
Sit,
Soaring
yeah,
through the space.
thinking about your life,
Right.
you did nothing.
right, sir, sir.
Sir.
All right. So, have you ever had a one night stand?
With friends.
You just shaking your
Yeah.
head.
So what? So I've had a one night. I don't know if it's a one night stand because it was with someone that I've known. We just
Yeah.
had sex once, and
Yeah.
that's it. So was it considered a one night
I
stand? I
don't
think
think
a
so.
one
I
night
think
stand is
One
when
night
you
stand
go
with a
out.
stranger, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never had sex with a
Yeah,
stranger.
same. I can't. Like, I have to at least know that you don't at least got, you know, something. Because usually I could do my research. I'm like, who you been with?
Right.
Like,
It's too scary out
She
here.
said do her research.
Do your research.
Do your research. It's too scary out here.
It is scary. It is scary. I have
Yeah.
in my younger days.
Yeah.
You know, with age comes wisdom. It only happened once, and he still calls actually.
Ooh.
Like that.
damn.
It must not be good.
It was for
Yeah.
it was
He wrapped his word.
we were talking, so I don't know if it was a one night stand. We were chatting on the phone and different things, and we never went out or anything like that. But it was just like, I want my pussy. You coming or what?
Mm-hmm.
And he actually reached out and asked his friends because he thought I was joking. He was like, "Well, she's saying this. Is this a setup?" And they were like, "I don't know. No, I've never had someone that direct." And he was like, "All right." I was like, "All right. Well, I live right here." And come on. And he came, and I was, my mindset was, well, what are you doing? But it had been a while, and I was like, okay, well, it's happening. It was first time meeting, and he came, and I sat in the chair and was like, and he did what he had to do, and we, getting done. And that was it. That's all I wanted. Went upstairs and took a shower. I didn't really like the after, like I got the release, but it was like,
Yeah, it's not as
Yeah.
satisfying.
It's not.
I don't want to do that no more. And so it only happened that time, and we never. He tried, and I was supposed to go to Texas and all that different things, and it's just because it wasn't anything, and I didn't like the feeling afterwards. But,
Yeah.
and I was in my mid-20s,
Yeah,
something
so,
like that. That
oh
was
my
when that
God,
happened.
same here. Yeah, I did. Mine to this day, I'm like, I can't believe I did that. I just got out a very long relationship, my first boyfriend, and that was like really, really heartbreaking. So my girlfriends were like, you know what, let's just go out. Let's go have a good time or whatever. Never in a million years thinking that would happen. But when you're angry, you're going through emotions. You gotta remember, you kind of basically saying goodbye to that relationship right there. This is it. My love is gone. And of course, you meet these guys. I mean, the guy was handsome. I mean, very handsome. But I think we both knew that's all was going to happen. But I didn't even let him go that far, to be honest with you. I think it just felt like, dang, am I cheating? Even though I was done with my ex. So that was really just a one night stand. And yeah, I don't, felt nothing about it. But I think he felt something. There was no way in the world I was going to be in a relationship that quick. So yeah. So I think that's the only reason why I really got into it. But I don't even care about one night stands. But at that time, you're trying to like, okay, if that happens, you're gonna forget about your ex, but it doesn't happen.
No, it really, you don't.
If anyone, for the young girls, and the reason why I'm sharing it, I don't want another young girl, in her 20s to go through that, because it's not going to change.
One night stands are really not worth it.
They're not worth it.
You don't feel good afterwards. You get the release. If you're looking for a nut, you'll get that. But you can also get that on your own and be okay with yourself afterwards.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not a good feeling. It's really not worth it.
No.
And honestly, it's dangerous.
It really is.
Out nowadays.
So
nowadays
it's dangerous. Especially now, it was dangerous then.
Back in our time, we were okay.
Especially dangerous now. Like, you don't want to put your life in jeopardy for that girl. Go get a toy.
You really
right.
Seriously.
And make it happen. Make it do what it do.
It's not worth it.
Seriously, it's not. Like, even if you know the guy kind of well, because like I never really had like stranger one night stands, but I've had like, because I don't talk to these guys no more. We're not friends no more. Once you enter, there's no coming back. Like, I remember one guy was like still trying to be my friend. I'm like, no. Like, first of all, you lied to me about like your bad situation, and I'm like, and second of all, it wasn't that great. So I don't know why you want seconds. I just remembered the movie that we were banging too. So clearly it wasn't that great.
I love it.
But it ruins you. Like, I remember every guy, like, no matter how like intense of a connection I kind of had with them, no matter how much I liked them, like it just didn't really matter. Like, if it really wasn't there and was not meant to be with that guy, just doing it with them, I always cried afterwards. I'm just like, I was like, what's wrong with me? I'm like, yes, I did the penetration part. Yes, I was satisfied for that moment, and sometimes it seriously is a moment. Like, I have the 2-pump guy. I don't even know. I was like, were you even inside me when you came? Like, I didn't even know you were in there, and it was just like. I was like, well, I mean, it was so bad. Like, the build-up was kind of hot until I realized how big he was, and I'm like, that's it. And he went,
Mila.
he was cheesing. He was like, yes, that's
proud.
it.
Ew.
And I'm just like.
So yeah, it's definitely not worth it.
It's not worth it.
I think it means so much more when you like find someone that you want to like connect with. Like, then it becomes more than just, like you said, like just releasing like that one nut. It becomes an experience. It becomes like discovery, and it's fun and it's new. But yeah, like I've even, like you said, even with the people that I've slept with that were friends, we were never friends again because it was just awkward.
Yeah.
And then, like, it was just weird because, this person knows me, but they don't know me that well.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with them, really. I just thought, okay, this person is available, and I know them. I know they're not serial killers or, like, dirty people, so I'm just going to have sex with them. But it doesn't, I mean, having a connection with someone that you're actually intimate with surpasses any and all other things. So it's just more, it makes more sense, and it's safer, like you said, to just keep it, use these or any other devices.
Seriously, if you want to nut, masturbate. And
it's
it's the best feeling ever, because then guess what? You don't have to have the awkwardness afterwards. You don't have to like get back dressed and be like, Chick-fil-A? Like, what do you want?
But just a nasty feeling.
Yeah.
So I had one, but I don't know, because for me, we still were talking and still hanging out afterwards. So, and we did it again. So I guess it's not one night stand. But so the first time was amazing. Connection was there. I think it had been a really long time for me, and he said it was a long time for him, but I don't know. But the connection, the energy was great the first time. And then I really found out what type of person he was. And then, I was like, okay, well, I'm grown. I've never had a friends with benefits type of situation. So, let me see if he can scratch that itch. So we did it the second time. It was horrible because with me, once you do something to me, or you try to play me in any way, you lie to me, whatever the case may be, I can't get that out of my head.
Yeah.
Because I'm the type of person that's like, you don't have to do all that with me. Like, you can be honest with me. I want to know. Like, if this is, you know, how you're feeling and all you want to do is have sex, I want to know. So I can make my decision, a valid decision on what I want to do with that. Or I know where your head is. So I'm not feeling one thing and then end up hurt because you're feeling another. Like, or if you're messing with somebody else, please let me know because I don't share. It's too much stuff going on around here. We could be friends, like, but I'm not doing that. But give me that courtesy. And he was not that person. So the second time, the whole time, you know, he's trying to be cute and slick and baby, you to go. And I'm like, and you said that last time and got blocked. And what? Like, that doesn't, what does that do for me? If anything, it pisses me off. You disgust me at this moment. And even having sex, I had to think about somebody else or something else in order to get mine, which is horrible. Horrible.
Because you're like, why am I here?
Horrible.
Yeah.
If I can't think about you and be hot off of you and what we're doing, like I can't be in the moment with
And listen,
you, I need to leave.
I didn't got baby smooth everywhere. Like, and now I have to deal with the hair coming back. I didn't wasted $5 on there to make sure, you know, she's not a last. And now I have to deal with the pain afterwards and the irritation, and it wasn't even worth it. I was so upset. So that to me was like, I was already like super choosy, but because it had been a long time, I'm like, oh, he's cute, we connect. Now I know, like, I can't say that I'm not gonna have the itch again and be like, like, how am I gonna fix this? But I feel like now I'm gravitating more towards this than actually having intercourse with someone who is not worth it. And it does affect you afterwards. I'm riding home.
Not worthy.
You're right.
There you go.
I'm riding home in the dark. I'm scared. I'm on a back road. You know, I done drove far for the D. And I'm worried about deer and stuff, but I'm thinking about my life. Like, why? This was a waste of time. This was, what am I doing right now? Like, so definitely be choosy. One night stands are not.
It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Yeah.
They're only worth it if you guys can communicate with each other through the whole entire time, because it is a big thing. Like, granted, if you want to have sex with multiple people, that's fine. Just to say that out in the open. Don't try to like be all sneaky beaky about it, because you just never know what people are into. You just never know of like how open people are, especially when they're not in a relationship. And I think when you're single, that is also just as beautiful as being in a relationship, because if you want to be in this open kind of just like going out there and trying to really figure out who you are, just really say that to people. Like, I have seen so many different I guess relationships or workships when it comes to anything sexual that like blows my mind. I'm like, well, that's not my norm, but hey, they happy. Like, we know a couple people that have like 3 girlfriends, because there's like 2 girlfriends that wanted a pet and the pet was happy to be a pet, you know, and like there's no fights, there's no jealousy, there's no nothing, because everybody knows like where
what role they're playing.
Exactly. They know exactly what they're doing with each other. They know exactly how much, I don't know about the timing part, but they work stuff out with each other where it's just like, all right, this is all I need from you. And
but that also goes into open relationships, and that, you know, those relationships that are not the norm.
Exactly.
You know, just really that communication and stuff. But
where's the craziest place you've had sex?
the laundry room.
That's not the craziest place.
Oh goodness! Let us fill us in.
I'm trying to, well, I have done it in a parking lot of a library.
Hello.
I was reading a book. And
Spontaneous.
yeah.
I was reading a book,
and he just slipped up in there. To the car and hey,
brought the story to life.
I have parking lots that I'm not fully proud of. I have gotten stopped by the cops at once. They're like, you couldn't get a hotel, and we're like, spontaneous, bruh, spontaneous.
That's awesome. Right. That probably would start crying right there.
My goal is the beach, though. My goal is the beach.
Yeah.
Me too.
That's like the ultimate one.
Oh my God,
That's one of the questions. That's one of the questions. We'll get there, but
We're talking about that now.
Oh, we were talking about your
Well,
place.
yeah. What's the craziest place?
No. That's a
Parents' bedroom.
Ew.
Mm.
I feel like lightning would strike
I
me.
know.
Oh my God.
Man.
I'm already thinking like this
What?
will distract me in like
Yeah.
occasions.
And then I'm gonna feel that when I see you back up there cuddling in the bed, and I walk by and I'm like, yeah, I'm
No,
gonna
I
feel
understand.
bad. I don't want to do that to
Do
you.
I have really? They're not really crazy places to me. I mean, I've been in the office. I've been on the
That
playground.
is crazy.
See, playground.
The playground. Did we miss that? The playground.
That was amazing. How you do
Oh
that?
my God.
It's easy. After
It was,
hours, y'all.
Oh,
What
hey.
was the slide?
Huh?
What was the slide?
Kind of, sort of. We made
my
we
God.
made
I'm
very
thinking
good
we
use of the
Scorpios, honey,
jungle
we
gym.
find a
I
way.
just included the slide. It was very
Oh,
fun.
you said the jungle gym.
Yeah, the slide is part of it. So you climb, there are all these different parts that you can have fun with.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh,
Okay,
that's right.
okay,
That's
that's
definitely out there.
innovative.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
She did.
Oh, I actually know people that have done it like in Central Park, like just like that park. Like,
Well,
just-
everybody does it. At
Everybody does
it at Central
Park.
There. Yeah.
They think they started.
There's people that want to go to
Right,
Central
please.
Park.
That's great.
But that's so
Jacuzzi,
What about you, Millen?
the pool, jacuzzi. I know, honey. Have you
Hey,
had it?
baby.
No.
Oh.
The craziest place, but jacuzzi is nice. The pool is nice.
Pool is hard. Jacuzzi though is
You know
hard.
what you're doing ain't hard.
Jacuzzi is easy though. You get that nice hot water, both your body parts are just nice and warm. Be like, come on, slip it in.
Mm-hmm. And camping.
Ooh.
That sounds fun. I want to do that.
Yeah, I want to do that too.
Camping?
Where did you do it? Like
Oh, in the
in the
woods?
tent?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds really
I've
fun.
done it in the woods, but it wasn't camping.
I mean, the camping, the woods. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. I can't have no leaves scratching my ass.
Going on a tree.
I'm just gonna say no comment. So yeah, that.
What about you, Manny?
I don't think I've done it any crazy. I've in front of a church once. That was terrible.
That was fun. Oh my goodness.
Damn.
Yeah.
But
God
She
bless.
praised the
Don't
Lord
worry.
that day.
yeah, it was really bad. I feel bad about that. But yeah, like parks and like woods. Any open space. I've actually gave oral in a grocery store before, which was like really wild. But it
It's
was
bold.
yeah.
That is bold.
Because
That is
we
bold.
went like it was like shortly after the shutdown happened. We went grocery shopping, so of course it was
You know-
Dad in there. He was like, I dare you, and I was like,
All right.
drop your pants.
Challenge
Because when you just
accepted.
said that, I was like, oh, thank you, God, for the back, in the days no camera. But you
Yeah.
said after shutdown, hold up.
After shutdown, it was like right in the fruit aisle in the Giant.
Hello.
Oh,
I know the security guards looking at the
Oh, they
kids.
like,
But
baby.
I felt comfortable because I had glasses on and my mask.
okay.
And I wasn't. It's not like my local one. It was like some far.
Dude.
So it wasn't that busy.
Yeah, it wasn't busy at all.
Honey, I
Yeah,
know that's
amazing.
right.
So that was
There
like
y'all
that
go.
was the
See,
most.
that-
Yeah.
Hey.
There
So
you
we need to have a
go.
movie theater, like a bang movie theater.
Right.
Seriously, I've always wanted to do it in a movie theater.
But that,
It's
a
not
movie
as
theater-
exciting
No, it's not, because what can you really do? Apart
Oh,
from
yeah, I
maybe,
forgot I
like,
did do it in the
touching-
movie theater.
I did it in the back.
We can order
Yeah,
bang.
we went all the way in the back.
In the movie theater.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay,
It
so
won't be. I would be so.
But I
scared.
needed more room. My
I
legs
mean
were
it's
hurting.
dark, and if you're doing that, sit in the back.
You said
Yeah.
that.
So a lot of parking lots.
Oh. Somebody said something, but go ahead.
A lot of parking lots on the side of the highway. The laundry room, the kitchen. I don't feel like those are weird or like abnormal spots. And a drive-through, and I got caught.
Wow. So what did you say?
So I was giving oral, and he was driving, and it was cookout of all places.
Oh my
And
God!
people
not
that go to
cookout.
cookout are extra nosy.
Oh,
I'm like, my head is like popping, and I'm trying to be nasty with it because I'm like, oh, we in a drive-through. This is exciting, and there was a nosy dude in a car beside us because they had.
Oh,
He
they
was the
like
one
that.
that had
Dressed
that.
up.
Yeah, and he was like, Somebody getting that top. Sir.
You know he was going. Yeah, he had
Hanging out the window, me next. Just really ignorant. Really ignorant. The lady who was passing the food was like,
what do you say?
right, get yours.
I'm so scared of being caught. Like, that's
What do you say?
Have you ever been caught?
What do you say?
I mean, you got caught.
I got caught, and I was just, you laughed.
You
Because
got caught by police?
Well, I mean, like, we were, like, seriously finishing up, so, like, it was, like, that awkward moment just putting clothes on. And we're just like, hey, what's up, officer?
it's nothing like rushing to put your clothes on.
Yeah. Have you been caught, Nealon?
I don't think so.
I got caught by police.
So what did you tell them?
Nothing. Because it was really weird. And again, in my 20s, we were not finishing up. And he pulled up and with the flashlight and everything. And it made him get out of the car, pants down and everything. Get up, get out. And they took him and he was talking to him. I was just like,
You put them clothes on quick.
no, I was just like,
Oh, you just sat there?
okay. And I started putting my clothes up, but the police officer was like, you okay?
Oh.
And you know, this was my
I'm like, you wanna
side,
join?
my side of me was like,
Ew.
I don't know, are you okay?
I mean, if he high.
I love it.
He was cute with the handcuffs and stuff, and so the
You
nigga
about to
talked
make
to
somebody
him.
fight.
You know, he sat there and watched me, and I was,
Wow.
putting him on, and then he got out and thought about him, and they let us go. Just told us you didn't behave. I could write a misdemeanor and all that, but and the dude was like, who was
Right.
but.
Okay.
You know
It
what?
was exciting,
Right.
man.
This is what I mean. I think our time,
So-
we had it so easy.
It was
Seriously
different.
We were blessed. Seriously. I mean, we could have got
Seriously,
caught.
damn.
I
I mean, I was
I'm
kind of
gonna be
scared,
so
but then,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
But now,
You like your
you
business
can't do
to
half of the things what we
Right.
did.
Girl,
You gotta
like, try to see that's why we got.
got
I know it's
We
all
got caught
over.
so many
Yeah.
times, like in parking lots, because we're just like this was with me and my ex, of course. That's not with me and my man now. Like we classy.
Yeah, everything here
we
was
don't
with
do
my ex.
parking
I mean,
lots
people
anymore.
that
We don't do
showed
like
me.
we
Yes.
do dark areas. We're smart. We're just like, all right. But like, yeah, with me, like me and my ex, like we were just like so bad. I'm just like, there's no cars, and then just like being stupid and not realizing, like, oh yeah, cops check out this area. And like I had to, like, I think I dealt with so many cops because of him than like anybody. I'm just like, I can't be with you no more. Like you bringing the popo in, bro.
Yeah, not the popo.
Not the popo.
Have you ever role played?
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, okay, tell us about it.
I mean, I like to be an animal. You know, whatever
What type of
animal.
animal?
Lately it's been wolves or like cat, like certain type of cats. We're they're like one of each other is the prey. Like the other day, like he kind of like I was his prey, and like he just always stared at me. I'm like, what? What? Or like some days I'm just like,
Wow.
Hello.
I go like,
I love that. You're giving us life. You're giving us life.
Wait, somebody said a comment. We do gotta recognize that.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sorry. Yeah. See, that's what happened. I ain't got my.
so what happened was
She said apartment building stairway.
Oh,
Okay.
Thank you, Carla.
okay,
Stairs.
stairs.
Oh yeah, I've done it in the stairs before.
Okay, Carla.
Nothing.
risky business. I like it.
Right.
Ooh.
Risky business gave me a
Thank
lot of
you.
ideas to where to go.
Yeah.
Share sex is amazing. Do it. Gamer chair.
Easier
Whatever.
on the knees.
Yeah, that is really nice.
Yeah. Definitely.
I have role played really with
I'm scared of your
BDSM.
role play.
Yeah, I'm scared of my role play. But it was fun. It was definitely the BDSM type of thing. Yeah. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
It's surprising that I haven't.
And same.
I would say the same thing. It was BDSM and it was full throttle, chain whips, certain contraptions
I know
that
that's
hold
right.
certain body parts in certain places.
I would have
And I mean, with the right person, it's
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
With the wrong person, it's painful.
No, I'm
It's
gonna be
scary.
It is scary when
And
girls.
that's what it is. I
trauma.
want it to do it with the
Traumatic.
person I know I'm gonna be with.
Right, you need to. You
Mhm.
have to.
Yeah.
That person has to. One, you have to be really comfortable because that's a lot of trust. That's
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
And you have to know
Yes.
each other because it can go from sexy and hot to painful. Call 911. I'm pressing charges. Like
Stay away from me.
right. You're blocked. Like
Mm-hmm. What a home bring no twins.
Twins.
Yes.
Oh wow. Yeah, no.
If it's gonna be that good. That's right, true.
you're a strong woman.
Yes, she is.
Ooh.
Those ones you gotta watch out for.
Yes, the short one.
Right.
The shorter, the freakier.
Huh.
So you, that's great. So you never role played me.
No, that's what I'm like so surprised. I mean, because like I love sex, and of course, me and my ex, my first, he's the one really that kind of taught me about sex. So that's why I'm surprised we didn't do that. I mean, we did the oil thing, that was the one I think kind of like the massage, things like that.
Have you ever had plastic spread out and then you put oil on it and then you wrestle each other in the sex?
Ooh, sis.
Wow.
We gotta find the.
You're
You gonna have to tell me a little bit more about that, but
Wait, hold on. So you said you pour what?
She put plastic on the floor and put oil on the plastic.
Oh, that is
Yeah,
nice.
Wrestle
She was
in
a
the
whole
sex.
American psycho sexually.
Yeah, that sounds.
But that
great.
segued. Anyway, have you
Yeah.
role played?
Yeah, like BDSM
Right.
stuff.
You should see her little outfits. Woo!
Ooh, yeah, definitely.
I need to talk to you and
BDSM.
show me,
Right.
where to go get this stuff.
Yeah, I don't like
They have certain
They have certain
things
stores
in
and stuff in
stores,
stores,
but most of
stores.
it's online.
Online.
Yeah, the best
Yeah,
stuff.
everything's online
The best
now.
stuff
Better
tends to be
variety.
online.
Yeah.
Better variety.
Yeah. Yeah, like I've role played and stuff, and more stuff. But yeah, it's fun. It's with the right person. It's fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, with the right
With the right
person, it's really
person.
fun.
With the right person,
With the right
y'all.
person is fantastic and it's exciting and it's new and like you learn a lot about each other. Because it's another
Right.
threshold of trust. That
And there's
you're-
nothing like sharing your imagination
Right,
Yeah.
right.
with someone. I mean, that takes trust. Depends on how your imagination goes. But being able to share that experience, where it's
Right.
like you're using your imagination, you're sharing your thoughts in that way, and then you're making it together an experience. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And I really like the sex slave
Yeah.
type of role play, and it could be on for the woman or the man, depending on who you're with. So
Yeah, I think it's just like with that, it's also like, especially when it comes to BDSM, I think that communication becomes even more.
And that
Yes,
makes it
girl.
open.
It's
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys need to be able to know, like, whenever I do engage in that, and if it's serious, there's always a safe word.
Yeah.
There's
you
always-
gotta talk about what
Or
you
talk
like
about
and
what
what
you're
you're willing to
comfortable
do.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
There's always some kind of like, okay, here are our healthy boundaries for the both of
Yeah.
us.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it's an exchange, whether you're the dominant or the submissive. It's
Yes.
always going to be an
Mhm.
exchange. So
That's a good you brought that up because you have to know which person is dominant and which one's submissive,
You
or
do.
who
That's
likes to
true.
mix it up.
Mhm.
Because like there are like some people, like I know like some of my guy friends were like, yeah, we cannot be together like at all. Because like some of my
can't
guy
handle it.
friends, I can have that conversation with and not be at all awkward with our friendship. And like one guy was like, yeah, I'm too dominant. I'm like, yeah, you are. That's why. Because he was like, yeah, you can be dominant too. And I'm like, yeah, because I refuse to always be submissive. Like, I have to also be dominant. And, like, whenever it comes to being sexual, because I just like that. I like the give and take. I like the switching it up. That's how you keep me interested of knowing that, like, can you be submissive as well?
Yeah.
And how
Switch
are
the
you
roles.
when I'm submissive to you?
right.
Mhm.
When you're really into BDSM, and they say that it's more than just a sexual
It is.
arena.
It's very mental.
Right.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
very mental.
Very mental.
Right. So definitely communication, because this isn't a regular type of sexual experience. So communication is extremely important because you're trying things that are you know,
that can be actually
it can hurt you.
Yeah.
It can. So that trust and that communication is paramount.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's awesome.
Like a good TV show did Blacklist. They showed this BDSM guy, like
50 Shades.
That too.
But I feel like 50 Shades was like on the softer.
it was real BDSM. And
BDSM people
totally
are pissed
different.
at that
so much.
movie.
It's so BDSM is so
The
broad.
level
It
is.
is.
Yeah. 50 Shades, you know, they gotta be careful what they show
Of
too much.
course,
Yeah.
of course. But I think that was like the first time that people saw it.
Saw
and
it.
Yeah.
spoke about
Because
it.
people
openly.
don't really talk about
No.
BDSM.
It's that what's
Unless
done
you're
in the
into
dark behind the closed
Yeah.
doors that people don't talk
People
about.
shame it.
Yeah,
because
they don't know how to
it's
say it
different.
tastefully. It's just
Yeah.
like, y'all, like, everybody's, like, weird sexual thing is not going to be the same. And you can't bring down people for that. because-
No, and that's
And
that's
it's
what
like
we said. No
fantasy. Like
judgment.
people
You
are
know.
people have decided to make their fantasy. You know, this is what they do because BDSM is like a fantasy sort of sexual experience,
I really,
but it's deep. It can be deep.
I would really love to be a dominatrix.
Ooh,
one day.
right.
I think I would have a really good time with that.
Mhm.
It's fun. It's very fun.
I really want to be a sex therapist, so.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just like talking about sex.
No.
Because, like, it's just, it's so,
But
like,
why not? You know, that's what
Yeah.
I mean. That's what we were saying. A lot of people don't know what
Yeah.
really even sex even
they
means.
don't.
Yeah.
They
The
don't.
sexuality. Well, I think we have that question on there.
So, do you like what is it? Gentle or passionate and rough sex?
All the above.
It depends on
It
my
really
mood.
is.
I think
It's
yeah.
all
I
of
think
the
it
above.
depends on my mood.
Because sometimes I'm like, ooh, hit me with the house plant. Ooh, and then other times I want to hear Maxwell in the background.
Hey.
It just depends. It really does.
It really does.
And sometimes I like it in both. I like you to start off gentle,
Honey.
and at the end of the day, I want you to
I-
choke
it
me
up,
and
yeah.
grab my hair and
Hold up.
call me all sorts of
I
dirty
had my favorite artist, but we can't say his name no more. So.
I know.
You know what? When
Yeah.
that incident happened,
That
I
pissed
was
me
like,
off.
there go my sexuality.
No, it's not tied to her.
No, it's definitely not tied to
It's not
him.
tied to him. But
No. I mean, you know, just trying to be funny, but
Yeah.
it's like, dude.
Yeah.
And even though we knew what he was doing from the get go,
Right.
but you know, it's just like, God, always the good artist. Man.
You know, see, like,
Always
this whole
the good
entire
artist.
time, I thought he was talking to 15-year-old me, and it turns out he really was talking to 15-year-old
Well,
me.
you know what? Here's the thing. We all knew that at the beginning. I know that's off topic, but there's a lot of blame on that. So, yeah, don't get me started on
Oh,
that.
yeah, well, when it gets, that's a whole different topic.
that's
Very.
a whole nother
It
different-
is.
Very.
Whole different topic.
Oh.
So how do you prefer it? Like
Oh,
songs,
I think
all of the above.
all of the
frequency?
above.
Yeah,
Mhm.
same for me. All of the above.
Depends.
I think it just depends.
You know, it's weird, and I think, you know, you hit on a point earlier. If the ages. It's funny how, as you know, when we were younger, we didn't know the passion love, you know? So it's like, as you get older, it's like, wow, I kind of enjoy all of this, the passion, the rough. But where before, I felt like, God, that's tough. But when someone shows you, no, seriously, you know, but when someone shows you, again, the rough way, it doesn't mean to take you out there and smack you, whatever. So someone doesn't know about sex, that's what they're going to think in their mind. But when you have a person that shows you exactly what does rough sex mean, and you're enjoying it, you're going to like, dang, I kind of like this. It's not that bad.
But then it's even like
I think it's more passion.
More
It
pa- well, no, no, I-
applies
passion
to
in it.
even
Yeah,
gentler sex,
gentle,
because
yeah.
you might have been with partners that are always rough, and you,
Yeah.
you
Right,
think in your
right,
head
right.
like you need rough
Yeah.
until you meet that person that's gentle.
Yeah.
and
Gentle.
So I
Passion
think it's
can
just,
go both ways.
right.
Mhm.
So I think it's just like being with someone that you can learn from and
Right.
you can trust and
Mhm.
communicate with, so that
Mhm.
whatever it is that they do or they expose
Mhm.
you to, you're comfortable trying it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if
Exactly.
you're not gonna try it out with someone that you already fear.
No, because I let them know, like, whoa. And then they're like, oh, okay. That's when they figure it out just for my body expression.
Well, I did.
But that's
And
also knowing your limits.
Yeah.
That really
Yes.
Talking about it with your
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
talking about it with your partner.
She said, what did you say?
I said you probably don't want to try these things.
Yeah, with someone you
fear.
already fear, and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I did that. So,
Oh, okay.
and it was horrible.
Yeah.
So,
let's not do that
Yeah.
ever again.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
There's just something really great about whenever a person can do the mixture of rough and being gentle. And I've never had this.
Sexual maturity.
Right. I've never had it
An
before.
experienced
Like
person.
when they
That
oh, girl.
access you, but they're kissing you gently and softly.
It's even more like I don't know how he does it. I really, babe, thank you so much. I don't know how he does it, but like he can be like he can look at me like a freaking animal and like giving it to me like a freaking animal, but like how his hands are touching me,
right.
I'm like a little puppy. I'm just like, oh, stop! My body is confused, and like I go absolutely wild because like he did the mixture of rough and gentle,
Right.
and then like all of a sudden he would just like say something in my ear or just like kiss me softly. I'm like, bro.
But for a guy to get to that level, he has to really be into you.
Oh, yeah.
It's different.
Don't
That's what
have
makes
to.
the connection.
Have
They do
to.
have to have. They also need the connection too. It's not that they can wing bang and no, that's a level. That's a level with the guy for him to get that.
I think
To give that.
It comes, like you said, like sexual maturity. But then, in order for you to even achieve sexual maturity, you need to achieve like emotional maturity.
Mhm.
So I think that when a man is like emotionally mature, it allows him to be sexually mature.
Right.
I
And
agree.
now, just like he starts thinking of different
Yeah.
ways. I mean, there's men that are like for example, there's men like when you're in your period, they're like, when I'm not having sex with you, I'm not
Right.
touching you, I'm not having- the only thing that I'm gonna ask is for you to go
Right.
down on me.
Oh.
But a man that is sexually mature and loves you, like you said,
Yeah.
it's a combination of all these things that he's gonna think, there are other ways I can approach you.
Mhm.
Right.
There are other ways I can stimulate you.
Mhm.
Right.
Just because that's not, that's not.
I'm gonna let
that,
you do you.
I'm yeah.
There are other ways that I
There
can.
are other ways, and when you're with a partner that is a giving lover and that is a compassionate
He's
lover,
gonna figure it out.
he's going to figure out ways,
Mhm.
just like you figure out ways.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like dudes, they only have one. We have nipples. We have plenty of other we have so many nerves, and men too. But half the time they don't even know.
Yeah,
Right.
they
They've
don't.
been
It's
focused
not
on
a
this.
Yes.
No idea. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Speak on it.
So it's like when you are both
Mhm.
like whole within yourself, like you are individually the man and the woman. You come from a place where you've taken time to get to know yourself, like emotionally and spiritually and sexually, and you meet a partner that has done the same work. It becomes such an easy relationship in the sexual part because you guys have already you guys have that in common. So nobody's taking more than the other is giving. It's an exchange.
Yeah.
So it has a huge part to do
That's
with it.
amazing.
And can we
I totally agree.
say what you said again, like reaching that level of maturity and knowing yourself and being comfortable in yourself to that extent, it does affect your sex life
Absolutely.
in an amazing way.
Mhm.
It does.
I agree.
Okay, so what's the worst sexual experience you've ever had?
Mr. Chewy Bottoms.
Jeez. You gotta call them chewables.
Mr. Chewy Bottoms. I think that was really bad. That was really bad.
Wait, I feel like I've had another one that was really bad, but I can't remember. I do remember in college, I was like, again, I grew up in a very like strict Christian family, so sex to me was just always like tough at the beginning. So I met this guy, and like I don't know if I was having sex back then, or I was still very shy about the topic. I was very like, whenever I did it, I felt immediately guilty, and I felt immediately like I was gonna the ground was gonna open and swallow me up. Didn't stop me. So this guy, we were talking about oral, like him giving oral, and it was like we met a little bit before like summer break, so all summer he was hyping it up and like just talking smack, like I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and then like I waited because it's not like I had like multiple partners or anything, but when I got back to campus, like the first week, I was like, all right, cool, like come up and
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Man, it was trash. Like it was so bad. Like it was almost like he was afraid of like the vagina. Like he like approached it very cautiously and would stick his tongue out and be like it was so bad.
Oh my god!
He did that literally. Did exactly that for like 5 minutes.
Oh my god!
And then had the audacity to be like, "Did you enjoy it? Was it good?" And I was like, I feel insulted. I feel like I'm ready to fight. Like, what the hell was, like, I feel like you disrespected me.
Oh my
because
gosh.
this is not a freaking bowl of milk, and you're not a cat. Like, you can't just stick your tongue in, like casually, ever so often. Like, it was bad. It was really, really bad. But that's, like, the one time I will never forget, because it was just, I was already awkward.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was already uncomfortable with it, so I was kind of hoping that he would kind of ease me in, and it was
And he's
just,
been hyping it up all summer
he was
break.
hyping it up all summer, how he's a centaur, and like, you know what they say about centaurs, and like just all kinds of crazy like stuff, and I was like, okay, sure, absolutely.
Be a centaur.
Yeah, he was definitely more of like a kitty cat. And it was bad, and I never saw that after.
That always upsets me whenever experienced guys are not at all as good as you thought they were. You're like, dude, like,
you could have just not lied about it.
Yeah.
So you could have just said nothing rather than hype it up and then just completely like be the opposite.
you gave me expectations,
Right.
bruh. And not my dad taught me never have expectations for anybody.
Well, he
Oh my
definitely.
gosh.
And I feel like now it's like if a man is bragging,
I was just gonna say
That's a red flag.
yeah, that's a red flag.
Give me that quiet brother.
I
That just, smiles a little bit, or
Yeah.
He
don't
say
don't
too
even
much.
say anything about it. Don't say too much.
If they bragging too much,
If they brag it too much,
Walk
then
away.
it's fine.
Usually not.
Yeah.
walk away.
Milan, what about you?
With that little thing. Oh my God.
See, size does matter
Yeah.
to some people.
Yes.
That's
It
everything.
doesn't me.
Yeah, that was just the worst thing ever. And I think at that time, you know how like you just hold yourself for so many years? It's like, yes, I'm about to get some, whatever. And there we go. And Homeboy shocked the hell out of me. Seriously. I was like, you got to be kidding.
Because he hyped it up too.
He hyped it up.
Mm.
Yeah, he hyped it up. I couldn't go any further.
Yes. I hear you. I hear
He
you.
said he whipped that Minuteman out of the package, and I was just done.
Yes, I've done that too.
When I told Lola, she fell out.
Here, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I know, like, not everybody's gonna be like an 8-footer, right? I understand that. But
Hell, I'll take
when,
seven.
especially, 7 is actually more.
Actually,
than
7 is normal.
Actually, 7 is normal.
7 is normal.
Yeah.
I thought
Out of 5?
6.5.
You out of
7
5?
is like
average.
average.
If you're
yeah.
at a 5 and
You're
below,
I think
maybe.
5 is actually average. 5 is average.
5
I know,
is not
it's crazy.
average.
No, I looked it up.
5 is
I looked it up because after I left this man's house.
What's the average? Anybody
What's the
know?
average?
Somebody say it in
It's
the
like 5
chat.
to 6.
Yeah,
Is it
what's
5
the
to
average?
6?
It has to be 5
Man,
to 6.
this man,
I think it's 5.
and it was bad because this man was like a super big, like muscle, dude,
Oh.
You
like
waste all of that
muscle,
body,
like it
and
was.
none of it translated.
I'm telling you, like this man was 6'1", and 6'1", like 200 pounds, arms as big
Big
as
feet. That's
big-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big,
Yeah, that's a
big
lie.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lie.
I don't know. Did he have? Is
I don't know if he had big feet. I never checked out his feet.
I mean, I would say
But he had big hands.
That's
right?
a sign, yeah.
He had big hands,
Oh,
and
big
he
hand
was
a sign?
he was
It's
swole,
supposed to be.
It's supposed to be a
but
sign
it
that they
is
got
no.
big feet.
and he pulled it out. And I was
I wish I
just,
could see your
I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
Because I was just so like in shock because I had never seen a penis that small ever.
Yeah.
And it was fully hard.
Oh,
Like it was
listen.
I was jerking him off like this.
no.
Oh,
And
God.
when we say big, we're talking about thickness too.
Yeah,
like, 'cause there are
girth.
people that have pencil dick, and
Yeah,
it's
so-
long with as skinny as crap.
Right.
I was
Oh
like,
my
Yeah.
God. You get on my
But
nerves.
how you?
It was small. It was small. It was minuscule. It wasn't thick. It wasn't like a chode where it was thick and small. It was small and small. Like it was
Damn.
short. I didn't know what to tell him. Like,
Yeah.
and he fully expected us to like have sex, and I had to
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, no.
Like where?
I was like, first of all, I'm not gonna feel it, not because my vagina is ginormous, but because you're literally like a battery. Like, what's going on? Like this, I was jerking him off like this
Yeah, that's enough.
because
that
I
is
tried to
sad.
wrap my hand around it and he
got
disappeared.
lost. Oh my
And I
God.
was like,
It's a a musician.
And then he was like, and then he asked me, do you like it?
Yeah, they always are really confident. Like,
And
you
then
have
I
to
say,
That's not confidence.
And I was
No,
like,
that's not confidence
I
in
was like, is this a trick?
They know.
They know.
I mean, you don't have to be the biggest person in the world. Like, you don't have to be. Like,
Really
if you
don't.
have an average penis and you know how to work it,
You
can rock
You
somebody's
can
world.
rock somebody's world.
But like, if you're like at 3 inches, like just make sure, you know what? But that's fine also because there's other women that really don't come off of penetration, like they don't orgasm from it. So if you have really good oral and you're loving and kind, that'll work for them. But for me, I am a size queen, so I was like, no, I gotta go home. This is not happening. Take me home now.
Like my mom said, I got a headache.
I'm
Throw
not
this out. I gotta go
I'm
home.
not
I
even
gotta go
gonna
walk my
string
fish.
you along. Like, no,
Yeah.
this isn't gonna
Oh
work.
my
I'm
god,
sorry.
I never spoke to him again in my life.
And plus, I think it's about honesty too. Like,
They
don't
always
hype
wanna
it
ask,
up.
I
though.
hate that.
don't
They
hype
wanna
it up, or
ask.
because now I got to the point I just asked, like, so what are you working with?
Right.
Oh yeah.
Because I do
I like
size does
everything.
We
matter
asked
to
about
me.
height. Now I'm sure for
Yeah.
height. How tall are you?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, what are you working with?
Yo, what are you working
Do you have a
with?
big dick?
I realize that pictures can be deceiving.
Absolutely.
Very.
When they
Oh
my
take
God,
it from
very,
different angles,
very
it makes it things
Yeah.
are much bigger than what it seems.
Yes.
right?
And just be honest. If if it's small and whatever, then I'm greedy. I like everything.
Hello.
The size does matter, and
Yeah.
I like pain. So
Yeah.
Good pain.
Good
Yeah.
pain.
Not
Yeah,
crazy
good
to
pain.
chew her off.
yeah, don't
Right.
chew me up and all that.
Yeah.
But I do like good pain. So if you can't do that, then I'm not gonna be happy. I'm not gonna be satisfied. It's just not gonna be good. We could be honest with. We could be friends. Like it's okay.
It has to get to a point where I'm like begging you to like. I don't want you to stop, but I don't want you to go. I don't know what's happening. I'm confused. You just take me now.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to feel some type of way whenever you do it.
right. I want to be having visions and shivers.
It's shivers, and I'm driving down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Mhm.
Goodness.
Like,
We say
Exactly.
experience for a
smiling
reason.
for no reason. Like, oh my gosh. So, do you like recording with your partner while having sex? Record me. I like it.
I think
You have to. It has to be with
You
the
know
right
what?
person, and we keep saying
First
that.
of all,
I would
it's trust.
say,
Yeah.
can I say something about that one?
Yeah.
I think if it's like a spouse and husband, yes, but if it's a boyfriend and girlfriend,
No,
no.
don't do
Right.
it.
Mhm.
I would say no.
From experience, don't do it. Like
Yeah.
my ex, seriously, whenever like I was thinking about breaking up with him, he seriously was like, "Well, I'm gonna spread those videos out,"
That's horrible.
and I'm just
Are
like,
you serious?
Yes.
I've seen it
That is
happen.
dirty.
Yeah, I've
That
seen
is
it
so
happen.
dirty.
It is so bad.
Yeah, be careful with that.
Like even if you think you want to marry this person, like wait until you're married. Like wait until like you guys are meant to be with each other. Like
Mhm.
don't.
And lock that damn video. Please.
Yeah, please, and do it on something that's not on your phone.
Right.
Like actually have a
Yeah.
recorder, so then you have more ability to like control it, so then it's not on Google for the rest of its freaking life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel weird about cameras, so like I
Yeah, you
don't
did say that.
particularly, I don't particularly like to be recorded. I mean, like I have been recorded. I do get recorded here and there, but like it's still. This is the first. I would say this is the first relationship where it happens like. Not often, but like enough
Yeah.
that I can even like we can like I can get like a random picture like at work and I'll be like, oh, okay, that happened.
Oh,
Um,
that is so cute.
Yeah, but it's because of the trust I have. It's
There you
because
go.
of the
Yeah.
proven trust. Like trust to me is so important when it comes to
It
things
is.
like that because you don't like again like you said like
Yeah.
you might think this is like the person you're gonna marry and then like things all work out and now you're out there
You're
on the
out
internet.
there.
I mean, you know what? Actually, funny enough, I had an experience with a couple. And, like, they were cool, and we hooked up a couple of times, and the girl turned out to be, like, this crazy psycho person that posted our video on Instagram.
Are
live.
you serious?
But then she had a close, you know how you can do a close
So how
friend?
did she get to it?
She recorded it. I didn't know it was being recorded. She recorded it somehow and posted it on her close friends, and someone that followed her that knew me was like, hey, like,
What's going on?
what's going on? Like, I saw a video of you. Like, I know you're not, like, one to, like, even post, like, yourself all the time. And I was like, what the heck? And now, like, I have a video of myself with some crazy person. I didn't know I was being recorded. And I'm like, that might, like, what if one day, I mean, I'm not going to run for president or anything like that. But like you never know.
No.
You never know.
You never
It's gonna
know.
feel
It
better.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. Like,
That goes to what Mila was saying.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you really gotta, but also that's sneaky. Do not record people and they're unawares. Like that is
Right.
some
It is-
dirty
That's
stuff.
Seriously, dirty.
illegal.
That, and it's illegal. Yeah.
Yeah, I can and I will if I ever find if yeah, I definitely will. But yeah, like just things like that, like it just scares me. Like I'd rather, if we're gonna be recording, I'd rather record it on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
That's like if we're gonna be recording
There you
something,
go.
I'll record it on my
My
phone because
phone.
at least I
Yep.
know I have control of it.
Mhm.
If you want to see it, we could play it together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't mind pictures that don't have my face on it or don't have anywhere where like my
Yeah, they
tattoo
can
is
identify,
obvious.
yeah.
Like they could be anybody.
Yeah.
But anything that has my face in it, it's on my phone.
Yeah.
It's on my phone. I can delete it. I can go and you know how you delete it and then you go back to the deleted stuff and delete it and really at least I know like if
Yeah,
I
full
want it
control
gone.
over
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
So yeah.
It actually
That's
kind of
awesome.
leads to a question that I'm actually always curious about people having 3-ways or 4-ways or orgies when it, especially when you're in a relationship. It's I've always gotten like different mixed reviews because it really is like, is that the type of person you are, or is that just a curiosity?
Oh, people judging
I
you.
mean,
that you
all the
have-
time.
I would say like it just depends. Like for me, I was single.
Sometimes it's both.
Yeah, sometimes it's both. I've never actually been in a relationship with any of the people that I've had like multiple interactions with like that. I've really never. It's always been like either with like a couple that were already together, or it's just like a girl that I really like, and then she brought in like her partner. But I would say that it again, like it requires lots of trust, and I think that like it really taught me a lot because you just don't know. If you don't know someone, you just don't know, and the risk becomes exponentially bigger when you involve more people.
Yeah.
So it's always best to just. I mean, I'm still friends with them. Like I'm still friends with the guy, and I was friends with her until I found that out.
Yeah.
And she never told me. We were friends. We would hang out, not like as anything intimate, just friends. And I really considered her to be a friend until I found out, and I was like, well, that's not what a friend would do. I would never do this to my friend. So you're not a real friend. You're just like someone that is just
Crazy.
here for, yeah. She was a psycho. She ended up being like a psycho,
Oh my god.
like a crazy person.
Wow.
So it's like, yeah, when it comes to that, like it's fun. It's definitely fun. Like if you ever wanted to, I would say like explore it because
It
I'd
is,
rather
yeah.
you explore it and find out if it's not for you or not than like to spend your whole life and then at some point be like, oh, I wish. So just but make sure that you're doing it with someone with
you
both
trust
parties that
and
you
you
trust.
love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
We've been having these conversations because like both him and I never done that before.
Mhm.
But we're very curious, but like at the same time we're not curious enough to like where we would physically do it because
Right.
like you said, it requires so much trust.
Yeah.
Because we're just like we can joke about it and be like, yeah, we could just like use this person, but they're like, but like what if we're too good though? What if like what if something happens?
Mhm.
Like
I would say just like like I've never really gone out and like selected, like it's always been like people that I've been friends with, and then like we somehow like had like, oh, I'm attracted to you too, okay, cool, like let's talk about what we could do about that.
yeah.
So I think it's just best. I really would never do it with someone that I'm just like, oh, this girl's cute or this guy's cute. Like that doesn't work because that's a whole human being. And even if you think you know someone, you really never know.
It can mess up a lot of things.
Right. I mean,
I've heard a lot of
And some
horror
people
stories.
kind of
I
go
heard some horrible stories.
because they want
Yeah.
that disconnect and just want to try it. So they do become part of swingers groups or orgy groups or something like that, just to get the experience of just to see what it's like, and then from there decide whether or not that works for them. If that's what they want to do. So.
I think there definitely needs to at least be like a group that's willing to just like really be the guide for people to see like to like make them like, hey, is this seriously like what y'all want to do in your couple life, or is this what you want to do as an individual with other people? Because you need, seriously, I think the biggest part is that third person, especially when you're a couple, trying to bring in that third or fourth person, depending on if you guys want to see each other bang someone else at the same time. Like you really don't want that person to think that they have something more in common than your relationship, because we always talked about like, well, what if the person goes crazy over one of us and wants to try to end one of us because of blah.
That's what I
Yeah.
in a lot of cases. That happens.
I think that's what happens when it's
sometimes that does happen.
It does.
I think it mostly happens when there's like, it's like one of those like, oh, she's cute, let's go for her. Like, I think that when it's your friend, like when you guys are already emotionally, like I was emotionally invested in them as individuals before we even got to that. So in my head, I never wanted to do anything that would like harm them, because I love them. I truly had love for them. So whatever we were doing. And also, here's the thing, also when it comes to that, like, you have to be mentally prepared for that.
Right.
It's not just a physical thing. Because you have to be a woman watching your man with somebody else. If you cannot handle that,
don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it, because it's like, if your man is not, like, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. You're not gonna expect your man to, like, not, like, be sexually aroused by another naked woman and then be jealous about it. So I would say, like, make sure that both of you guys are in a mental space where that turns you on. Like, if that doesn't turn you on at all.
Oh yeah, we realized, like, the more and more we talked about that, because it didn't get to the point where you just mentioned, we're like, can you tolerate seeing me being pleasured by someone else? Like, because what are the rules? What are the boundaries? And we realized, like, it is just, like, too complicated. We're like, this ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
it can be complicated.
Like, it can.
Emotions are complicated.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Like, sex.
We are complicated. People are
Like,
complicated.
I've been in open relationships before, so the idea of sharing my partner has never like scared me, or it doesn't make me feel any type of way, because my love, like the way I love, is like it's I don't mind. I actually enjoy it, so it doesn't like to see. If I was to see my man with another woman, I would be turned on by that. But like, if that's not you,
don't do it. That's like
know what you're doing. Know what you expect.
Right.
Exactly.
So,
I'm a Scorpio, so I don't like to share.
I don't either.
Same.
I don't.
I want to experience at least once, but I don't like to share, and I don't know how. I've been through some things, so I might kirk out. Next thing you know, I stab somebody.
Right.
So we're just not gonna go there.
Yeah, we're just like, let's
like
just
what you
keep talking
said.
about
If
it.
it's
We
not
seem
for
to
you,
like
don't do
talking about it.
I mean, it's not bad.
And I'm
It could
glad
even
you
be
said
role
that,
play.
because somebody else might need to hear that.
It really is.
Right.
That's when toys are important.
Right, and it could even be role play. Like, there's so many, like I said, like it's a lot of like mental things. Like even being the third person, it felt like I had to. It was an experience for me as well, because I'm coming into people that are together, like fully together, and I'm just like the fun part of their relationship. So even doing that was like, I learned about myself. I learned the things that I'm not 100% comfortable with. But the funny thing about it is, they were polyamorous in the sense that they wanted to be in a 3-person relationship. Like that was their goal. It wasn't just for sex. It was like they actually had polyamory like groups. Like for black,
that's what they were trying to get to.
Like black polyamory groups that they like frequent, not have sex with, but just have more information, like
to
like, understand more. So they were So they were like legit, like we trying to like bag you, like this is you. We want you to be our girlfriend, and like we want to get married to you and have kids with you. Like it was intense. And
wow, they were going over and beyond.
Oh yeah, they were very committed. But I was. Just
I can respect that.
Yeah, I mean, it was different.
Yeah.
I liked it because it wasn't just on some like, oh, we were trying to have a good time, whatever. But it still felt kind of weird. Like you're still the third person. You're still learning.
You have to that's a big mental thing.
Absolutely.
Very big. Like you have to not only like please like the sex that you're more attracted to, or maybe you're attracted to both sexes.
Right.
Like you still have to figure out how to keep these two pleasured.
Right. And not even outside of the bedroom, how to connect with them individually.
Exactly.
To me, that was the biggest part. That was the part that I just wasn't able to do, because it takes a lot. It takes a lot, especially trying to get to know two people at the same time. It's like, wow.
Fostering 2 different relationships
It was
in the same way, but in a different way at the same time.
Because you're both different individuals.
Right.
So it was just like, I don't think this is for me. But it was fun. It was a learning experience. And I learned a lot, but this is not for me. So, yeah.
What was the most embarrassing moment that you've had during a sexual encounter? I know.
I farted once.
Right.
I
think everybody has done that.
We farted.
Yeah.
I haven't farted, but something else did.
Ooh. I mean, but that's not a bad thing.
I know. That's the only fart I had.
What about you, Mila?
I think it was Florida, but I'm glad it was with my ex.
Yeah, I mean, but like when you get to a point where you're comfortable, you just laugh it off.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was like, so there was like this, I was having this like time with this like really hot guy from one of the gyms I used to work at, and I was like, ooh, this guy has a hot body and an ass. Awesome. And it was like, I think it was a guy that like I had a crush on back in high school. And finally, we're together, and then I remember just like squirting like crazy because it's been a while. Like, you know, I got out of a bad relationship. I'm like, I'm ready to single and mingle. Yeah. Let's go have some fun, girls. Let's go, girls. That's what I do. And I just like squirted all over his bed, and I just felt so embarrassed.
Aww.
I was like, I can't be with this guy anymore.
That's not embarrassing. The
That's
guy's
not
not with
embarrassing.
us.
They
What?
like, hey!
No.
What? That's awesome.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
it felt awesome to me, but like he wasn't the right guy, you know. So like it just felt
Oh, so
it
he
felt
wasn't
embarrassing.
into that.
Like he didn't seem like he was that into it because like he seemed like he was so into like keeping things like really clean a certain way.
Oh,
Like me being, I was like, I'm too dirty
That's
for you.
messed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I accidentally kicked a guy.
You kicked him where?
He was doing oral and he hit a spot, but I think he was doing a little too much. He was moving too much, and then he hit a spot. And next thing you know, that kung fu kick hit him, and he was like, he was like, "Are we good?" Oh, I was like, "I'm
that's
so
so
sorry."
Oh my gosh.
Keep going.
But I was like, dang, I know that hurt. I know he had to remember where he was.
He got a concussion paddle.
Oh my god.
He was ready to fight.
That is funny.
That's too
Yeah.
funny.
I was like, dang it. We literally, I had to get up and I was like,
Oh boy. Go ahead, Lola.
Oh, it's my turn?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't, it was kind of in the middle, like it would have been around 3, but we did, it was embarrassing. So he did the whole thing. He made dinner, you know, his special dinner.
oh my gosh.
And it's so funny. He made a special dinner, which was really good, and it was a whole night. So he was really it was very nice. And 1, 2, I was good. Before 3, my stomach started bubbling, like bad. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And so he was paying attention to something else. I got up and I thought I could go to the bathroom and use the bathroom quietly if I had to. But it was not that. Like, I don't know, what he made his spaghetti. Something did not agree with me. So it was like bad. So it was like,
You were on the toilet like do the white chick.
yeah, it was like hold on to the toilet. I was trying to flush, but it was coming out so angrily and rapidly. I kept flushing after the fact and the spurt. So he heard everything. He didn't say anything. He was just out there like, in the bathroom, I'm just tearing it up. Sounded like, yeah. And so it was done. I had to wash myself up and everything. And I came out, and it was just so awkward. I was so embarrassed. And there was no, because like, gosh. And it was so funny because he was like, I hope you don't plan for me to eat you after all that. And I was like, oh my God, take me home.
Oh my god.
So now he was calling me Lola. He was like, okay, so I did a Lola, like for the rest of the relationship. It was like I did a Lola, I pulled a Lola. Yeah, I just stopped and I ate, White Castle, and had to do a Lola. And so it was just reminding that was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. I could have showed up and died. But he tried to make cute of it, but that was his little thing. I was like, please stop. Please.
Stop being cute.
Stop being cute. Please don't remember that.
Yeah,
and I'm never eating your spaghetti again.
Whatever
Yeah.
you did.
Right.
Put too much
Whatever
time
you
in
put in
it.
there.
Oh my gosh, it was horrible. It was like...
That cheese.
It was like...
He put some laxatives in there. He's like, I'm gonna get this girl tonight.
It was crazy. My stomach was so upset. It was horrible. I couldn't even... He was like, you're trying to flush, but you kept missing it. Like, it would be like... Oh, it was crazy. I couldn't catch it. It was horrible. I've never been so embarrassed. I was like, oh my gosh. funny. You still like it afterwards.
I mean, it's a human thing. It happens so often.
Yeah, I don't like when people are like,
I'm never
you did
eating
this.
spaghetti
It's like-
again, ever. But yeah, that was the most embarrassing thing.
So, do you watch porn or use toys?
Both.
Do you do both? Do you
Yeah.
watch porn and do you incorporate toys
That
in your
the
loving?
or was
Yeah.
like both.
That's funny. I watch porn and don't masturbate. I literally watch. I love watching
Me
porn.
too.
Sometimes.
What type of porn do you watch?
Oh my god, that's a very
Personal question.
Hentai.
What's very different porn? Porn to me is about like it's another way of me being curious. So I never
Right.
watch things about like. I
Regular
never watch
sex.
regular porn because I know what regular porn looks like. So when I'm watching porn for the things that you don't usually see. So
Yeah.
it's very out there and
If you're curious, porn is your friend.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I mean I get turned on when I watch it, but I never like masturbate to it. It turns me on, but it's just like, oh, this looks cool to me. This looks different. This looks like something I don't usually see, and I think because of the fact that it's so different, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like I'm not thinking necessarily of doing it, but I just think it looks cool, and I also really like people's reactions. I love sounds. I love noises and moans and things like that. And so usually when I watch porn, like if the person is not like making sounds, like I can't get into it.
Right. I'm picky.
Next.
So quiet, like the quiet,
Porn
yeah, like,
picky.
I'm picky.
very
Same.
picky.
That's what takes me forever to
If
find
her
porn.
vagina
The right
looks
one.
crazy,
It takes
I
forever.
can't watch it. Like if it looks loose as a goose, don't get me started. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
Like if it looks like, someone put it in the shredder, I can't watch it. If she's not cute, I can't watch it. If the dude isn't cute,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
If he still got a turtle, that's disgusting. I can't watch it.
Turtles okay
No.
too.
No, I think of all the bacteria that may between that may be between the flaps, and I immediately take off.
Okay.
I think you're very. I think with sex, I'm very not animalistic, but I'm very like. In
You
a
can
sense,
be animalistic.
it's just to me, it's a carnal thing. Like it's not. I know sex is not always gonna be clean, especially when I watch porn. Especially because I don't watch porn thinking. I don't imagine myself with that person at all. So
Right.
like. The vagina part, like when it looked a little crazy, I can't get into that because it looks like it hurts or it looks a little bit like
It looks
something.
hurt.
Right.
Yeah, it looks hurt.
She looks
So
too
I
strict.
can't.
Yeah,
I'm
looks
too
strict
worried
for me, yeah.
thinking about like, are you okay to get
Really?
into it?
Mm.
But
Yeah.
as long as it's as long as it's not like crazy like looking or whatever. I would say I'm a stickler for things like, especially when it comes to black porn. I feel like you don't have enough like
No, we don't.
black sensual porn.
We
that
don't.
isn't,
You
like,
don't.
that
It takes
isn't, like,
forever to
super
find.
good quality. Yeah.
And I know they out there.
Forever.
Yeah. So I feel
low
like
quality.
like when it comes to like Caucasian people or other people, like their videos have more. You can tell like it takes like they
They
really
put more
invest.
into it.
Yeah. And then like the black porn is always like just some.
And it's
half of them
stereotypical.
very like you just pick this
the
girl
drug
off
dealer,
the, right,
yeah, came
off the
and now
street, and it's like that's not how it happens in
Really,
everyday
it's
life.
not.
Like so, yeah. I've actually used a toy only once, and it was alright, but usually
You have to find the right video. Like if you're gonna masturbate to porn, it has to be the right one. And like I'm like you, I have to watch it first before I masturbate. I'm like, okay, someone because like they like to trick you.
They do.
They like it'd be
the
like
preview looks great, and then you
And
watch
the
it and you're like,
actual
this is.
and you're just like, okay, I'm into this. And like as you're getting into the video, you're just going like,
it's very. I find porn very repetitive.
Yes.
Very.
Yeah, and
it's
even the
just-
story, everything is.
It's extremely repetitive.
And you know, Pornhub, they got them crazy titles. I don't know
Yeah,
what be
crazy.
going on. Like,
Yeah, they do. That they do. I definitely encourage like black sex workers to like.
step the game up.
I really encourage them to like really go out there and like find contracts that pays them more so that they take care of themselves.
it doesn't
Or
make
is
them
what
look
it is.
dirty. Like I'm sick and
Yeah.
tired of like
Yeah.
all these white people looking all like nice and clean or light skins, and you see like a darker skin, you're just like,
Isn't that crazy?
They're just
why does
kinda
it look
weird.
They didn't put as
gross?
much time into
No,
it.
they didn't.
They're
They
tracks are showing.
Yeah.
The track showing thing takes
That's
me out
a
every
turn.
time.
Oh,
It takes me. I can't get into it.
Yeah.
Like, if your track is showing and your eyelash is coming off,
no, yeah.
I don't. It's not
Yeah.
okay. If you're missing
It's
a
like a
nail,
gangbang scenario.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not, and I'm also
Yeah.
really not into gangbangs at all. Like I
Yeah.
know some people are, but like the idea of like different dicks around me just
Right.
scares me
Mm-mm.
more than it turns me on. I'm more into women when it comes to like group activities than I am into men.
See,
Like,
women scare me when it comes to that. Like when they're in a group, I'm like, shit. Like
that's
it's terrible. Like, see, whenever I see like women together, like they're very aggressive. They have like the nice nails, and you're like, ah.
no, that's not. But that's
Depends
not
on what you watch, though.
But it depends on what you watch. Like now, when it comes to like non-straight, like queer porn, I think a lot of them is made for men. Like a lot of it is made for men.
It
It's,
is.
It's a lot of unrealistic stuff.
It is.
Okay.
Like I mean, porn itself is unrealistic
Very,
already, so
very
you can
unrealistic.
already imagine, like, especially when it comes to like woman on woman. Like it's just like there's no way an actual woman out there is like putting her like long. Nobody does that.
That doesn't.
Nobody.
Yes,
It's not pleasurable. Like it doesn't look pleasurable at all.
I wouldn't think so.
So yeah, I think that like it's for me. It just takes so much time that by the time I find the right one, I'm just like,
You're over it. Over it.
all right,
Okay.
cool.
Or you're just like, you know what? If you are masturbating, you're like, forget it. I'll just
Pretty
figure
much.
it out on my
Use
own.
my imagination.
Yeah,
You're like boner over.
Right, right. And then most of the time you're trying to hurry up because you only got a specific amount of time to get where you need to get. So it's like, forget
You
it.
spend 30 minutes just searching
Trying
for
to
something.
search and find the right one.
And then
Or
you
especially
check
when
you.
you're trying to incorporate it with your partner.
It's a-
Unless you pre-plan. If you
Right.
pre-plan and it's something you got set up good for you. But if it's definitely a spur and you just want to go, let's look at
Oh
some
no,
porn.
it's like
You gotta know where to go.
it turns into a whole
Whole thing,
discussion.
yeah.
You gotta know
Yeah.
where to go.
Because it's like at this point, like why are you even into this?
Yeah.
Like why
Yeah.
why is that attractive to you?
Yeah.
Because I don't know about that.
What about you, Milan?
You know, it's weird. I can't watch it by myself. It has to be with my partner.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. But you know what? I had a favorite show. You guys, I think that's we're young though. I don't know if you remember. I think it was Lisa Ray. It was like all black actress. But it would only come like in the evening. Do you remember that name, Lola?
Mm-mm.
God, it was killing me. I was trying to get the name before we did this show. Oh my God.
It was amazing.
It was
Just porn?
amazing.
Because she did porn.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love Lisa Ray though.
Oh, I think it was Lisa Ray, because that's how I knew her when she started doing Players Club and all
Right.
that. I mean, yeah, of course the show was like late night. And I think at that time, sex wasn't really, was that high thing, wasn't really
They always
shown.
used to play it late night, or you see them random commercials that come up late at night where it's like
Late,
the
late
phone
night.
sex on
Yeah.
the phone and call,
Yeah.
call now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We
Yeah.
got little Tracy up there, call now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all
I gotta find
18.
it.
Do
I
you
gotta
guys
find
know?
it.
What are you
Right.
wearing?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta find it. But that was, oh my God.
Did
amazing.
you ever incorporate toys?
No, because I just wanted the real thing. I did oil. Like
Oil
hot
is good.
oils. I did, it was some kind of gel. It was like, all that sweet sugar. And, you put that on the ICK. Ooh.
Oh my God! Speaking of tricks, I forgot to
Yeah.
mention one trick. That's
Please.
past that
Okay,
already.
but we'll
That's
come
okay,
back.
we'll come
Yeah.
back.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
Like, I
Um,
must share this with
Yeah,
you.
you have to. You have to. Yeah.
So for me, using toys with your partner, that's exciting.
Oh,
Like
yes.
I want a partner that I can experiment with. I want a partner that's willing to try new things with me. So, certain toys, there are a lot of toys that are very enjoyable, and they add a little something extra to that experience. So, we had a bag of tricks.
One toy I've always wanted to use is like the underwear. vibrator.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
You give the remote to your partner and they just like turn it
Yeah.
on. To
Turn it
me,
red.
They
that,
had challenges on that.
Okay.
that would be awesome.
That's cute.
And it's a turn on, like
Yeah.
you have control of your partner, and you can see their reaction and see them get excited.
Especially like for things like let's go on a date night and
Right.
knows.
Exactly.
That's
Very
very
cute.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very
Date night.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
You look like you dared
You gonna get it when she get home.
Right.
The porn I watch is very different, very, very different,
You too.
and I don't think I could really have someone who would be okay with it. So
But
I don't share that.
You'd be surprised.
No, it's to the point where God had to check her because it was getting real.
Yeah, it was getting crazy.
I'm curious.
Incorporating toys, but you know,
You gotta tell the truth now.
I have. It's not.
We like the real thing.
As satisfying.
I like the real thing.
Yeah.
Real thing is,
real
thing,
you know,
yeah,
it's nice and all that, and it's, you know, things you can put on him, things you can put on your tongue, and all that stuff, and it's nice. But I really like the real thing more so. So it was in my mind. It was like, you know, foreplay and something like that.
Yeah, I think toys for foreplay is cool, but
Yeah, and the actual act,
yeah.
it was like, okay, this is nice.
Yeah.
It kind of took away from
because it's
for
like
me. Now everybody's
Everybody's different.
but for me, it kind of took away from that. But
I would say, yeah, using toys with your partner for me as well is more of like
Just to get started.
yeah, get me started.
Yeah.
Because after I'm started, I don't want that.
Yeah. Like this. Yeah, let's go.
Ooh.
Gotta get yours.
Right.
Right.
So
Oh man, Lord, I was like, okay, little mama.
all right now.
So, do you think you are good in bed?
Yes.
And what would your partner say, or your last partner?
I'm still getting phone calls, so I must be good.
Ooh,
All right
I know
now.
that's right.
Woo.
Why are you guys quiet?
Well, I mean, I know I'm good with me and my partner. For other people, I can only say a little bit what they said. Now, were they telling me the truth? I don't know. Did they call me back? Some of them did. So, I mean, personally, I like to say I'm good because that's going to keep my confidence up whenever I'm doing stuff with my man now. Because I'm just like, yeah, you don't know what you like to do.
I think I'm all right.
What?
That's such a humble
She be
answer.
driving them crazy. Yeah,
That's
she's
okay.
very
You
humble.
know, I think
Very
I'm all
humble.
right.
You make, like, they have no idea what to do with you. You're like, oh, shh.
Right. Y'all don't know the way I know. she's A1. Y'all don't know the way
A1
I
sauce.
know. We listen. We will have conversations, and I already told y'all. Like, I talk to my mom about everything, but we'll have conversations, and Manny will be on the phone, and it'll be about this topic. And they are absolutely hilarious because you have someone who's super sexual, another person who's very sexual. I'm very sexual, but they're on like a different
Level.
wave.
Yeah.
So it is the conversations we have just be hilarious.
They are funny.
Hilarious, man.
I think I wouldn't just. I'm confident when it comes to sex.
Right.
I think that's like what I would say. Like
Yeah, whether or not I'm
You know
good,
what you're
I don't know.
doing.
I'm confident.
I'm
Yeah.
confident.
like it's like good is different for everybody.
Mhm.
But I'm very confident.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a subject that I'm comfortable with.
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
comfortable with this. Comfortable talking about it. I'm
comfortable
with doing
with
it.
and you know it takes maturity because I've met people who, men especially, we can have this conversation and just talking about sex, and it's just a conversation. They are completely turned on, like ready to ride to the house, and they're like, "Are you turned?" I'm like, "No, we're just having a conversation."
Like, why does sex always have to lead to something?
And that's
right?
something-
But that's you know
how-
again, so it's. I definitely agree with you. Like it's more confident.
Right.
Whether or not I'm
Yeah.
good, I'm all right. I don't know.
It's up to
And
my partner.
depends
It
on
is.
who I'm with, get a different level of me.
Exactly.
So I'm pretty sure there have been some that the connection wasn't there, and I wasn't good because I wasn't in it.
Right.
And then so
Yeah.
I am confident in what I do, and I'm always learning. I'm ever learning. I'm always
yeah.
a little bit
Yes.
better. So, you know.
For me, I feel like I started off very vanilla because, you know, I didn't have a lot of experience. As soon as I did gain some sort of experience, that was the person that I was with for a really long time. So I think after that relationship, and I was like, okay, I'm my own person. Like, there's a lot of things that I've wanted to experience that I haven't. And even talking with you, and we've talked about it, just not being afraid to try different things that some people may frown upon. But this is your sexual life. You have control of that. So I think just putting myself out there and experiencing different things, researching different things, trying different things with certain partners, that's helped me to grow. So at first I would say that I might have been boring. I might have been that, like virgin, like I lay there, I kiss, but I'm not doing enough. And now, I'm all out there. Like, what are we doing? I want to try this. I want to try that. I want whoever I'm with, I want us to both live out fantasies. I want to be extremely happy with my sex life if I'm dating this person. Yeah. And I want to be comfortable. That trust has to come in, that passion. So now I would say, I agree with the both of you. I would say that I'm confident. It depends on the partner, and it depends on the relationship, the type of relationship we had, and the type of energy that we had. And so I'm good.
So you hit on fantasies, and I realize that everybody they don't have a sexual fantasy, but do you have a sexual fantasy?
I do.
What's your sexual fantasy?
Or,
like, is it something that stays with me, or is it something that you
like
think that
sometimes your
people-
sexual, if you masturbate or have to get into a mood, could be the ultimate sex session that you maybe haven't experienced yet, or you've experienced, but you know in your mind what will make it like the thing. Or maybe when you masturbate, you do have sexual fantasies. Or maybe, I know for me, I have a reoccurring one that I will never share because you guys probably won't like me no more. But
Word.
something
you just kind of keep to
Can you
yourself.
tell me what was that? Because we might have the same, but that will make me feel so much better about myself.
I mean, I'm open with you, so if you want to tell me,
that's
you
what
tell me.
helps me. When I think and masturbate, that is, it will never come to actually. But yeah.
Yeah, I definitely.
Or maybe with your partner you haven't, and so that will be like the ultimate. Guys be like, oh, I want a threesome. That's their sexual fantasy.
That's like typical.
That's a typical
But
thing.
that's the
Maybe that is
thing,
it.
though.
I don't know. A woman may be like, I want to be ran on the train, or I want to
be on a boat in the middle of the ocean, and I
Yeah.
want the sailor to come in
I
and
want
just
a whole lot of guys. I want to be
That's the
bombarded
fantasy.
by
I can't
this or
wait.
something like that. I don't know.
I think there's certain fantasies that you need to be careful with, especially if you're not single. Just because, you can go all out when you're single, and even when you're by yourself, that's decently fine too. I would just have to say, whenever you are trying to be one with your partner, there's going to be certain things that you will have to communicate with your fantasy with them, because you never know what fantasy.
Being sensitive to their limits.
Exactly. Because say you want a 3-way or a 4-way, and you still don't feel comfortable with another person, but maybe you want to still have that weird, act. That's when toys really become very helpful, because then you can get the pocket, or you can get the doll, and then you can get whatever size the girl, because maybe your man is not the size that your fantasy has. Maybe you're into weird, I shouldn't say weird because it's not weird to us, but maybe you're into certain kind, what's it called, bestiality? No. So furries, maybe you're a furry,
Yeah, with the tails.
You have some people have costumes. That's bringing that fantasy to life.
When you said bestiality,
I
I was
know.
like,
Yeah.
girl, I don't know.
I was like, hold on. No, I did not promote that at all. I have fur babies. The thought of someone doing that is gross to me. That's why I was like, what's the name?
Gross.
I have to say the wrong thing for me to say the right.
Once again, we are not therapists. You need help.
You're gonna harm an animal like that.
You're disgusting.
You're disgusting.
Yeah.
That's gross.
That animal can't speak for itself.
Ew. Any of you guys have a sexual fantasy?
Not that you want to share. Okay. No.
Mine is the beach. Seriously, the beach. That's, and it's funny. I've been to the beach with a couple of people, but
They never got to that.
I didn't want it to be them. I wanted to be with someone that I know I'm going to be with forever.
Okay.
Yeah, because I love the water. I love the ocean.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
So if you see me and I come here and say I made love to my man, you're gonna be like, oh, I know we're gonna marry him.
All right, beach time.
Yeah.
I know, that's
Yeah.
the telltale sign.
Yeah.
I'm going to
I
the beach
think-
this week or next week.
Oh.
This week? This week?
Yeah.
I know what you're gonna be doing.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
right.
So do we have any other questions? Or can we get into our goodies on the
Let's
table?
get to our goodies.
Our goodies.
So let's start on this side. Let's build up to the Mandingo. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we have these sex games, and you want to say how we got them?
Yeah, so if you haven't played sex games with your, with your partner, with friends or whatever, it's actually, it can be kind of fun. It depends on, again, knowing each other and being able to, just have fun no matter what it is, right? These actually came from our neighbor. An old couple, very cute couple, old lady. She reminds me of the Magic School Bus lady.
Right.
Her and her husband. And so you never know people.
Right.
You never know. They're happily married, obviously. And my daughter and the kids were walking by, and she gave them all kinds of things, crafty type of things, beads and necklaces. But she also gave my daughter these 2 games. I know Finch told them never tried, but it's just
funny.
And I see why you guys are happily married, and so it's just so cute. And they're easily, and she's actually, she looks maybe in her 50s.
No, she looked like she like 60 or 60 something.
Yeah, maybe 60s, 70s.
Wow.
But very happy couple, very cute couple. Very much a sweetheart. But yeah, she had gave us these games.
So this one is sex around the house. Spice up your sex life without leaving your home. Turn each room into a romantic getaway. Incorporate the many rooms of your house into your lovemaking experience. Players move their game pieces through the house illustrated on the game board. Once in a room, the player chooses a card from the pile. Read the card aloud to your partner and then lead them away into the real corresponding room in your house to fulfill the sexual activity.
Hi, Chihuahua.
This is what the game
That's a game that's going to last a week.
Right.
That game board you never put up. And then the other one.
Adult paint box.
Yes, and if you're a creative, this type of stuff is sexy. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Let me see. Yes, it's lickable paint. So it's pretty self-explanatory. There are stencils in here. It's a super soft paintbrush to caress your lover's canvas. They have flavors like luscious cherry, blueberry, banana, and pina colada. And you just paint your partner and you can lick it off.
You can lick it off. So
Yummy, yummy.
yes,
it does.
Our friendly neighbors, very happily married.
Did you want to talk about your?
So we were supposed to have a person on with us, and unfortunately it didn't work out.
Right.
Who is part of? She sells these. Or we were looking for someone who sells these, and unfortunately it didn't work out with her. So in turn, we just went to our local store, who they were very vocal and extremely helpful.
Right.
And we just picked out a couple of things that jumped out at us. So, like I said in the beginning, there are 2 types of people, I think, in my mind. There are penetrators or stimulators. I am a stimulator, so this is right up my alley. And in keeping with the sign of the times, this is rechargeable, so no more buying batteries and having to find it. Something very discreet. I've done this. I've done in the parking garage and stuff just to get myself together before I went to work and in the bathroom and stuff. But this is very handy. It's a little lipstick.
Incognito.
Very incognito, very discreet. You charge it up. It keeps the charge for 2 hours at max. Easy peasy. People will never know. 10 intense functions just to kind of get you where you want to go and all that stuff. So I thought this was cute. Lipstick. We all have a lipstick in our purse, ladies. So I just thought that this was cute. And
Cute.
it's gonna be charged up today.
Can you hold up? Can you read what it says? You want to do that?
Sure. It's a stud. It's a silicone stud.
Penetrator.
Silicone.
Yeah, pliable and durable silicone. 7 powerful functions. Waterproof.
Ooh.
Okay.
We need that waterproof.
Waterproof.
Cool.
So,
Easy clean.
We didn't even talk about showers.
and 7.
I love it.
The function
The best.
for
Yes, it is.
The best.
Yeah, so this looks like it goes to town.
It does.
That's why it's called the stud.
And
It has
it's
a
about
motor.
7 inches. How long
That is
this?
long.
That's like the average size. Maybe
That
a
is
little
not
bit more.
average.
Maybe a little bit more. Is that like 7?
It doesn't say
It doesn't say?
the size, how long it is. It just says it
Maybe
has.
like 7.
But the head of it is it's a motor, like it moves like.
I've been wanting one like that.
I'm sorry, it's 6.7.
Okay, so that's
I
an
was like,
average.
that's at least
That's an
six.
average
Y'all were
size.
like 7, like that's not a 7.
So for
y'all.
girls who, for us, you don't want to be scared. You ain't trying to break your uterus or ovaries or don't be stressed so you
Break it,
can't
baby.
be good. That was perfect. If that's what you
This will
want.
break it.
So-
This is gonna break something.
This
That's
is
the statement.
Mandingo.
It is, and it looks so they both look realistic.
And it's called Real Skin All American Whoppers. Okay.
Woo!
It's a walk
Better
on,
than
right?
real
Balls and
skin.
everything. Like it's everything.
It's 8 inches, super flexible. It does have balls. It can be charged.
That's the big
Oh yeah.
There's a high, medium, and low
I said
setting.
it's too big for me.
And
You said that's too big
this
for
is
you?
the pounder.
But
This
this
is
is
huge.
This is my
And you
preferred.
can see the vein.
I will be
that's
right.
all the veins.
Oh
You
my
can see
God.
the scrotum. Even
Let me
though
tell
it's
you something
very
about veins.
textured.
Veins.
Yes.
They do something.
Yeah,
Oh my
baby.
God.
The tip, the mushroom.
Woo!
The
Lord.
you can.
The,
Yeah,
the,
the
can
vein.
tell.
mushroom. First of all, I
That
prefer.
adds
I'm a
some
mushroom
mushroom.
lady. I love mushrooms.
Mhm.
Come on,
But the
mushroom.
veins
Mhm.
is like a little rival
Yeah.
dazzle.
Right.
Yes.
It is.
It really
Y'all,
is.
we can feel it.
This
That's
this,
what the whole, like,
this reminds me.
That's
It
why that
just
whole
adds
like ripple, like
something.
how like they
Just
put like
reminds
ripple
you.
it.
Yes.
Like that's the whole reason.
Yes.
Like, whole reason.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, this looks really, and then how thick
It
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 has
is.
some
Yeah.
weight
Yes,
to it. That has some weight to it.
Right. That's going.
The
Yeah.
slapping.
Right.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
That's going to do something.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You want to feel something? You gonna feel it.
You
Right,
going to
right.
feel it.
That might take you out. Make sure you got time for a nap
Right.
after.
You have to, and this is what is going to knock you out and put you to sleep.
Put you to sleep.
This is what could be a deadly weapon.
Yeah.
Dude.
And
Yeah.
you
I've
You
actually
can
done
keep
that.
it in your car and someone trying to rob you, or you beat them with the
You
gun.
can
I'd be like
beat it
this.
with-
Mess
Yeah,
with
that
that
thing
shit.
is heavy.
Right, that thing
it has
is
a,
thick.
it has some weight to
That
it.
thing
Yeah.
is thick.
So, I will say, go to your local store and ask and peruse and
See what they got.
See what they got.
Now, can I just say, the lingerie there is not made for to-go babies. As you can see, I've been adjusting my little friends. So, I don't know.
Oh, you got the
it
little
was
dress
just
from
really
them?
hard.
You gotta get that
Wow.
one.
It was
or
really
something.
hard because medium, like I'm normally a medium, and the dress
Well, they do
itself
that on
fits
purpose.
well, but the breast
That
part, they're
goes
offering
for
like
this
eight
too.
cups. I would
There's
say,
there's no
eight-
support.
I think
for-
the highest I saw was like they went from a C cup to like a double F, and it was
Oh,
like,
wow.
wait, so
There's no
in
support
between,
though.
like,
Right.
Mm.
I would say
No.
go to I bought this from Ross, so go to
Oh yeah, you'd be
go to
surprised.
your local like
Their
stores like
lingerie may be
Marshalls.
better.
that
It's
it
definitely
is.
probably cheaper too.
Absolutely. This was $16.
And that's very
Right.
cute.
Yeah,
It
and
is
it's
cute.
a BB and it has like these little cutouts in the back.
Yeah,
And
it's very
happens
cute.
to found, thank you. My size, my perfect size. It might be a little not.
It's cute.
Yeah.
It's sexy.
So
But yeah, so just keep in mind, your store can be very resourceful.
yeah.
Go check it out. And the salespeople, they should be very, like, the one up the street, they're super down to earth. Like, you can ask them anything, they're going to tell you from their
Oh,
experience,
yeah.
what they do, like, what they didn't like.
Tell me what store that is.
So,
We should
Good
go. They were
experience.
awesome.
Yeah, good
They were
experience.
awesome. Yeah, it
Oh, is
was.
that what their name? Experience? That's what it's called?
no, it's called Latache.
Latache.
And I don't know if we're pronouncing it right, but we've been saying Latache for forever.
So it's gonna be Latache in this house.
Right.
But it's really good.
Okay.
It's
So
really good.
check it out. The topic of the podcast was sex and understanding your sexy. We've said over and over again, understanding your sexy makes a difference.
Yes.
Okay? Understand what sex is and how important and how complex and deep it can get. Understand what you're doing. Get to know your body.
Get to know you.
Whether it's toys or on your own, or you have a partner that you completely trust. And what goes on in your sexual life, aside from like if you're hurting somebody, like bestiality or something like that, it's your sexual life.
Yeah.
Explore. It's supposed to be pleasurable. It's supposed to be something you look forward to.
It's supposed to be really. It's not making you feel more tight.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's it. So, you know how we do. You know how we do. We wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed the conversation. Was there a trick that you said you wanted to share?
There is a trick.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So,
You know, we got to get all the tricks and tips and stuff. Take notes.
Yeah.
So, ladies, I recently started doing this, but only on special occasion because this is like, it takes a lot of work. So, have you guys ever heard of like the grapefruit?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it is. So you guys already know. But I tried it.
And
Because I was,
it's amazing.
it's amazing.
Go
Grapefruit. So you take a grapefruit, you cut it on both ends, you put it in the microwave, warm it up so it's like nice and warm, and then you use it around your partner's like penis while you're like giving them, you know what I'm saying? But it gets really messy. Yeah. It
but
gets
it's
really
great.
messy, but it's great. It's fun. Just put a towel down because it will get like wet and
Juice
juicy.
everywhere.
But it's fun. And grapefruit is great for you. Lots of vitamin C. And vitamin C and vitamin D.
I know.
Hey.
But yeah, like I recently tried it and I was like, wow, like it's great. And I mean, if you are not like, if you're not super comfortable with like oral in general, I think because of how like the fact that it tastes sweet and it's just like a funny thing. Like it brings in that comedy that of course you're gonna have to do it with someone that you are comfortable with. That's also again, I've repeated that. That's like the basics of having great sex in general. But yeah, it was a really pleasurable experience. To him, it feels like he's inside of something warm while getting like oral at the same time. So
Awesome.
Thank you.
try it out.
Try it out. The grapefruit. It is. All that.
We're about to say our mantra. As you know, we do this at the end of every podcast. The point of it is to leave you with something positive, something that you can take with you throughout the rest of the week and start a new week. But before we say that, I wanted to address something. The Queen's Guide is not a normal podcast, and the intention wasn't for this to be a normal podcast. The intention is to bring something to the table where Black women and Black people can come and speak about things they normally wouldn't speak about, or they don't have someone where they can vent to, someone who they can vent to. So just understand that we're your girlfriends. That's the point of it. This isn't a panel. This isn't like The Real or anything else. Like, we're talking about real things, difficult topics, and this is like a sharing experience.
You are inside of our house.
Right.
Like you would go to your girlfriend's house and talk and drink and eat. And, we do get up and go do stuff, get plates and stuff and come back. It is that. It is that. Welcome. Come on in, girl. Take your shoes off. You know how we do a carpet.
And I must say, even some of the topics, they may be a difficult topic or they may be a touchy topic, but we're real. That's number one. We always incorporate love into it, like I was saying earlier, and we have a good time. And we're classy. Let me put that out there. We're classy.
Very
classy.
Okay? So for those of you, like I said earlier, who thought of the topic and, this is going to be tacky and it's all about sex nowadays, we're classy with it. This was a wonderful conversation.
This was a great conversation.
I learned a lot.
Right, I did too.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Yeah,
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
You two are amazing.
Yeah.
I love you both.
Love you both.
Love you all.
So on the count of three, we're sharing
Get our positivity.
Okay, on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. I am loved. I am growing. I am healing. I am empowered. I am at peace. I am confident. I am healthy. I am respected. I choose happiness. I am a queen.
Thank you, guys.
Wait. Because we are celebrating birthdays here.
So happy birthday.
And we want to say happy birthday to Sarah, to my sister.
Happy birthday, Sarah.
And to Beth. Can't leave Beth out.
Do we have a lighter or?
I have one in my car.
These little plastic things that you go
They
to store.
take forever.
Oh my gosh,
Light
first
a
of all, you
candle
can't.
and light it on the stove.
Oh, it looks so
Hold on, I got
Isn't that
this
pretty?
That looks good.
just in case.
Oh.
This is like safety stuff for your card.
Ooh.
Yes. Brendan's always ready for someone.
I know that's
That's her
right.
babies, making sure she good.
She done pulled out the whole.
Oh my gosh, that is a
flame.
serious flame too. Like, that's a flare.
These nails don't
That
make
this goes
it
quickly, so I'm glad that it tested.
easy.
It stops at right there.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't start.
I was gonna say, you need to run to the sink.
Do you want to put some candles?
At least you know how quickly it burns.
Should we do it? I'm like serious about making it pretty.
She's better
Oh,
than me.
she
I
was
just
gonna-
put
Yeah,
the
just
candles
put 'em
in
in.
there.
Okay.
Right. But
Is that all of them?
yep.
Okay, Manny, Talia, Jay, y'all blow out the candles, and
Yep.
it'll be for all the
Yeah,
other
come sit over here.
birthday girls.
Oh, I'm not getting on camera.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll blow it off on your, blow it out on your behalf.
Yes. Come sit right here.
Okay. Can we turn off the light?
Good, good.
And if they go out, we can use the ones that are lit for the other ones.
Right.
Or not.
What happened?
There you go.
Turn it on, take a picture. Where's your phone? Your phone?
Right here.
Sorry, Mom.
Plug that. Right next
You
to
mind if I
Jay.
pick it up?
I got it.
Mm-mm, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, that's not my
That's
phone.
okay.
It's the white one next to Jay.
Okay.
These beautiful ladies'
Look at
birthdays.
that.
Is somebody missing?
I told Talia.
No.
We're blowing it for her.
Yeah, we're blowing it out on her behalf.
Just push it right in there.
Okay.
You feel like a unicorn today.
All right. So happy birthday, y'all. July, August, babies.
Yes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.